What does it take to break free from the chains of a generational curse? Perhaps you've faced struggles that seem too familiar, as if they're woven into the fabric of your family's story. Patterns of pain, trauma, or self-doubt that pass from one generation to the next. But here you are, standing at the crossroads, having endured your own wounds, and now discovering something remarkable. You are not just another link in the chain. You are the one who breaks it. In this video, we'll uncover how the very wounds you've carried can become the source of your greatest healing power, not only for yourself, but for the generations to come. This is your moment to reclaim your story and transform the pain of the past into a legacy of growth, strength, and healing. If this resonates with your journey and you're ready to explore how to step fully into the role of the healer, be sure to subscribe. Let's walk this powerful path together, breaking the cycles of the past and embracing the light of transformation. Now, let's begin. For generations, many of us have inherited more than just our family name or traditions. We've also inherited the unspoken legacy of avoidance, a quiet but powerful refusal to confront our deepest pains, traumas, and emotional scars. This pattern, often passed down like an invisible chain, binds us in cycles of suffering that we barely notice, yet cannot seem to escape. We bury our emotions beneath the surface, hiding them behind distractions or the masks of success society teaches us to wear. But pain, like a relentless tide, always finds a way to surge back into our lives, demanding to be seen, felt, and acknowledged. In the midst of this shared avoidance, there are individuals born with a rare and extraordinary sensitivity. These souls do not merely observe life's struggles from a distance. They feel them profoundly, as though every joy and sorrow in the world courses through their very being. They are often misunderstood, even by those closest to them, because their emotional depth is not easily explained or contained. But what others may perceive as weakness or fragility is, in truth, a profound gift. These individuals are not flawed. They are born to break the cycle. They are the healers, the spiritual warriors, the modern-day shamans whose journey through their own pain is the very path that enables them to lead others out of their darkness. Society, uncomfortable with anything that doesn't fit neatly into its boxes, may try to label these people, often diagnosing their heightened sensitivity as mental illness. Depression, anxiety, or other clinical terms are used to describe what is actually a spiritual gift, a soul being shaped by life's trials. These intense emotional and spiritual experiences are not burdens, they are initiations. In ancient cultures, those destined to heal often had to endure significant personal trials, illnesses, suffering, or moments that brought them to the brink. These rites of passage were essential for acquiring the deep wisdom needed to heal others. Today, though the language and rituals have changed, the essence remains the same. Those who bear the heaviest emotional burdens are not patients in need of curing, they are healers in the making. Through their personal anguish, they are being prepared for a sacred calling, to transform their own suffering into a reservoir of wisdom, compassion, and strength. They are learning the ancient sacred art of turning pain into healing, not just for themselves, but for the countless others who will one day look to them for guidance. These are the ones who see beyond the surface, who feel the currents of generational pain running through families, and who, through their own journey, learn how to break the chains that have bound their ancestors. They are the ones who are learning, through each tear and every heartbreak, that their suffering is not in vain. It is the forge that transforms them into healers, capable of mending not only their own wounds, but the deep fractures in the hearts of others. Your journey through suffering is not a path of torment, but a crucible for your awakening. A sacred forge where the raw materials of your soul are refined. Each emotional trial you endure does not merely scar you. It sculpts you, shaping you into a vessel capable of holding greater wisdom, compassion, and love. Every tear you shed is not a sign of defeat, but a droplet of grace, carving out the contours of your soul preparing you for a deeper communion with the divine. Imagine your life as a block of unshaped marble, full of potential, but rough, unrefined. It is through the chisel of suffering that you are being carved into a masterpiece. The hammer strikes. Those moments of intense pain, loss, or confusion may seem harsh, but they are purposeful. With every blow, a part of your old self falls away, revealing the beauty that lies beneath. The divine artist is at work within you, using your hardships as tools to reveal the sacred within, transforming your brokenness into brilliance. You are not merely surviving your pain, you are mastering it. You are learning to alchemize your sorrow into strength, to transform your wounds into wisdom. Think of your suffering as the heat required to turn iron into steel. It strengthens you, makes you resilient, and prepares you for a greater purpose. The fires of adversity are not meant to consume you, but to refine you, just as gold is purified in the flame. Understand that your suffering is not meaningless. It is preparing you for a role that transcends the ordinary, awakening you to a deeper purpose. You are being called to something higher, something that can only be fulfilled through the lessons your pain has taught you. Your struggles are the spiritual weights that, when lifted, build the muscles of your soul. Every challenge is an opportunity to rise, to grow, and to align yourself with the divine will. But why does pain serve as such a powerful catalyst for spiritual awakening? The answer lies in the nature of suffering itself. Pain strips away the illusions we cling to, the masks we wear, and the distractions we use to avoid facing our true selves. In the rawness of suffering, we are forced to confront the deepest truths of our existence, our vulnerability, our interconnectedness, and the impermanence of life. This confrontation with truth is the essence of spiritual awakening. It is the moment when we realize that the walls we have built around our hearts are unnecessary, and that the very pain we have been avoiding holds the key to our liberation. Your deepest wounds, therefore, are not mere afflictions, but are the experiences that enhance your ability to empathize, connect, and heal. As you navigate your darkest moments, you gradually unlock a profound spiritual truth. Healing yourself and healing others are intertwined destinies. Each step toward your own healing is a step toward understanding and alleviating the suffering of others. Your personal victories become collective triumphs, as the wisdom you gain from your pain ripples out to touch the lives of those around you. In today's world, where sensitivity is often viewed through the narrow lens of medical labels, we find ourselves in need of a new narrative around pain and suffering, one that honors the depth of human experience rather than diminishes it. Society frequently tries to numb, suppress, or fix those who feel deeply, categorizing their emotions as disorders to be cured. But what if, instead of silencing sensitivity, we began to see pain as an extraordinary force for growth and transformation? Rather than avoiding discomfort, we could recognize it as the very thing that awakens our most profound potential. The mainstream approach is quick to pathologize what it can't easily understand, rushing to diagnose what doesn't fit neatly into the boxes of modern psychology. But your intense emotions and difficult experiences are not problems to be solved. They are signals of your capacity for something greater. These feelings are not symptoms. They are signs of your ability to channel energy, heal from deep wounds, and in doing so, help others transform their own pain. Take a moment to reflect on the traditional healers in indigenous cultures. These individuals were not just tolerated because of their connection to suffering, they were revered. Their hardships were not seen as weaknesses but as spiritual initiations, rites of passage that prepared them to guide others toward healing. Just as a sword is forged in fire, so too were these healers tempered by life's trials, emerging with the wisdom, resilience, and power to mend the brokenness in their communities. In the same way, your own wounds are not flaws. They are sacred markers of your readiness to heal, both yourself and others. These scars become your sources of strength, allowing you to connect with others in a way that is raw, real, and deeply transformative. It's also important to seek out mentors or guides, people who have walked similar paths and can offer insight as you navigate the complexities of your gift. These relationships will help you refine your abilities, turning what others might see as a vulnerability into a profound source of healing. In reclaiming your role as a healer, you shift from being viewed as a patient who needs fixing to someone who carries the rare and precious ability to touch the world's wounds with hands shaped by your own suffering. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. By embracing your sensitivity, you stand as a bridge between the pain of the past and the potential for a future filled with compassion, understanding, and renewal. This is not just about healing yourself. It's about reclaiming the power that has always been within you. The power to transform pain into wisdom, to turn wounds into lessons, and to guide others through their own journey of healing. You are a living testament to the strength that comes from vulnerability, and your role in this world is nothing less than sacred. Throughout cultures and spiritual traditions, the archetype of the wounded healer shines as a profound symbol of transformation and redemption. From Christ in Christianity to the shamans of indigenous cultures, these figures are more than just icons. They represent a deep universal truth. Personal suffering, when faced with courage and acceptance, has the power to become a wellspring of healing, not just for the individual, but for the entire community. In Christianity, Christ is often regarded as the ultimate wounded healer. His suffering on the cross and subsequent resurrection serve not only as acts of redemption for believers, but as powerful demonstrations of how pain can be transformative. Christ's wounds, the very marks of his crucifixion, are not symbols of defeat or failure. Rather, they represent his profound empathy for human suffering and his unparalleled ability to heal the spiritual ailments of the world. His journey reveals an essential spiritual truth. Real healing often demands sacrifice, endurance, and the willingness to bear the weight of others' pain. Through his wounds, Christ offers believers a model for finding redemptive meaning in their own trials, encouraging them to see their struggles not as the end, but as the very path toward growth, compassion, and inner peace. In many shamanic traditions, the role of the healer is similarly intertwined with personal suffering. A shaman is not simply born into their role. They are often forged through the fire of intense personal trials. These may include severe illness, near-death experiences, or moments of profound spiritual crisis. In these traditions, it is understood that only those who have walked through the depths of suffering can truly guide others to healing. The shaman's wounds are not just physical or emotional, they are sacred. They represent the shaman's ability to move between the physical and spiritual realms, acting as a bridge between worlds. Through their suffering, shamans gain the wisdom and spiritual insight necessary to heal the deep fractures within their communities, using their pain as a powerful tool for transformation. These archetypes serve as timeless reminders that suffering is far from meaningless. Instead, it can be a sacred initiation, a channel through which profound understanding, personal growth, and communal healing are made possible. The wounded healer archetype teaches us that, when we confront our pain head-on, we don't just heal ourselves. We open a doorway to collective healing, bringing light to the hidden wounds of humanity. Your journey through suffering is not solitary. It ripples outward, touching the lives of those around you, offering them hope, comfort, and the understanding that pain, though difficult, holds within it the seeds of transformation. By embracing your wounds, you become the healer the world so desperately needs, capable of leading others through the dark valleys of their own souls toward the light of renewal and wholeness. The power of the wounded healer archetype is universal, transcending cultures, beliefs, and times. It reminds us that within the depths of our suffering lies the key to our greatest strength. That through our wounds, we not only heal ourselves, but ignite the flame of healing in others. And in this shared healing, we find the deeper purpose of our pain, to become the hands that mend the broken and the light that guides the lost. As a healer, your work is not just about addressing the physical symptoms of pain, It is about delving into the spiritual and emotional roots of suffering. Healing is not merely a clinical procedure. It is a sacred art form, an intricate dance of rituals, prayers, and meditative practices that, when performed with intention and reverence, transform the act of healing into a deeply spiritual experience. Visualize yourself as a conduit between the tangible and the ethereal. Each healing session is a ritual that transcends the physical and taps into the spiritual energies of the universe. This perspective shifts your practice from the mechanical to the mystical, where every touch, every word, and every intention carries a deeper significance. In this sacred space, healing transcends the boundaries of the body and touches the soul, offering not just physical relief, but spiritual liberation. Your rituals may begin long before the actual healing session. Perhaps you start with the lighting of a candle or the burning of sage, each flame and smoke plume carrying away the impurities of the physical space. Maybe you chant or pray, invoking the divine or setting intentions. Your voice, weaving a protective and sacred ambiance around the healing space. These rituals purify, protect, and sanctify, ensuring that both you and the one receiving healing are enveloped in a cocoon of spiritual energy. The inclusion of prayers in your healing practice is a profound acknowledgement of the forces beyond your immediate control. Whether you are praying to a deity, the universe, or the innate wisdom within each being. These prayers are a humble admission of your role not as the ultimate healer, but as an instrument of a greater healing power. This humility deepens the trust between you and those you help, reinforcing the belief that the healing process is a cooperative, interdependent dance between the human and the divine. Your journey as a healer is sacred. It is not defined by the wounds you carry, but by the wisdom and compassion you garner from them. These wounds are not mere scars. They are badges of honor, testaments to your resilience, and the keys to unlocking a deeper connection with those you aim to heal. As you continue on this path, remember that every challenge, every setback, and every moment of suffering has the potential to deepen your capacity to heal. Embrace these experiences, learn from them. Allow them to refine your spirit and your skills. In doing so, you not only heal yourself but extend that healing outward, like ripples across a pond, touching lives and soothing spirits far beyond your immediate reach. Share your stories. Speak of your struggles and your triumphs, your pains and your discoveries. Each narrative you share casts light into the shadows of another's path, offering hope and guidance. Your voice can validate, inspire, and empower others to see their wounds not as ends but as beginnings, portals to a richer, more fulfilling life dedicated to healing and growth. Step forward with pride and confidence in your role as a healer. Know that your journey is sacred, your work invaluable, and your impact profound. Let your life be a testament to the power of healing that begins within and extends infinitely outward, carrying with it the promise of renewal and the profound joy of service. There comes a point in life when the people around you, whether they are family members, friends, colleagues, neighbors, or even strangers, believe they have you all figured out. They study your patterns, think they know your reactions, and feel confident they can predict your every move. For some, this knowledge becomes a tool. They think they can use it to manipulate, deceive, or even intimidate you, expecting you to follow a familiar script. After all, most people, when faced with pressure or mind games, will react in predictable ways, through fear, submission, or simply by backing down. But what happens when you break away from their expectations? What happens when, in that critical moment, you stand your ground unshaken and refuse to play along? This is the story of your strength, resilience, and profound wisdom. When the world thought it had the upper hand, you revealed your true power, not through confrontation, but through clarity, composure, and conviction. You didn't let them manipulate your emotions or dictate your path. Instead, you showed them that you are not someone who can be easily influenced or controlled. You are a person of purpose, guided by a vision that surpasses their limited understanding. And this, my friend, is what sets you apart. It's what makes you unstoppable. Imagine the look of surprise on their faces when, instead of reacting with fear or submission, you respond with calm strength. They thought they had outsmarted you. They were confident you would fold under the pressure. But in that moment, you defied their expectations. You didn't stumble, you didn't fall into their trap, and you certainly didn't back down. Instead, you displayed an inner strength they never anticipated, a resilience that threw them off balance. For those who rely on manipulation and control, this is a shock to their system. They are used to being in command, orchestrating outcomes to suit their desires. But when you didn't react the way they expected, it left them frustrated, powerless, and unsettled. Suddenly, they are no longer in control, and they don't know how to handle it. They are so accustomed to playing their games and winning that encountering someone like you, a person who won't play by their rules, leaves them scrambling for a new strategy. This is where the real power lies. In that moment of calm, when you refuse to be rattled, you are not just winning a battle, you are changing the entire game. You are showing them and yourself that you are far more than they ever gave you credit for. It's important to understand why some people behave this way. Manipulation is a tool often used by those who feel powerless in other areas of their lives. They seek control over others because it gives them a false sense of security and dominance. When they can predict and manipulate your reactions, they feel powerful. They convince themselves that they are smarter, craftier, and more in control than anyone else. But here's the truth. Their power is an illusion. It only works when people play along, when individuals allow themselves to be deceived or intimidated. The moment you refuse to follow their script, the facade crumbles. Their tactics lose their effectiveness because they are rooted in insecurity, not real strength. These people are not as clever as they believe themselves to be. They thrive on controlling others because they are afraid of losing control themselves. When you step outside of their grasp, it terrifies them. You've become the one thing they can't predict, the variable they can't control. And that's when you start to see their true colors, the desperation, the frustration, the fear. One of the greatest gifts you possess is your ability to see through the games people play. While others may be blinded by charm, flattery, or intimidation, you have the clarity of vision to recognize manipulation for what it truly is. You understand that people who attempt to deceive or control are operating from a place of fear, and you refuse to let their fear dictate your path. You've likely experienced moments where others underestimated you. Perhaps they mistook your kindness for weakness, your patience for ignorance, or your silence for submission. But in reality, you were simply observing, allowing them to reveal their intentions while you quietly prepared your next move. This ability to see beyond the surface, to recognize the true motivations behind people's actions, is what makes you so formidable. While others are easily swayed by appearances, you trust your intuition. You know that your inner guidance is sharper than any external force, and you use it to navigate through life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Manipulators often resort to gaslighting when their initial attempts to control you fail. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic in which they try to make you doubt your own perceptions and reality. They'll tell you that you're overreacting, being too sensitive, or misinterpreting their actions. They may even accuse you of imagining things that aren't real, all in an effort to make you question your own judgment. But here's where your strength shines again. You don't let their words distort your truth. You've learned to trust yourself deeply, to rely on your inner compass rather than the opinions of others. Even when faced with gaslighting, you stand firm in your knowledge of what is right and true. This doesn't mean you never experience doubt or second-guess yourself. After all, gaslighting is designed to shake your confidence. But over time, you've built a solid foundation of self-awareness and discernment. You know how to check in with your intuition, to ground yourself in your inner wisdom, and to dismiss the false narratives that others try to impose on you. The moment you realize that you are not obligated to follow anyone's script but your own is the moment you break free from the cycle of control. This is a powerful realization, one that changes the course of your life. When you stop seeking approval from those who wish to manipulate you, you reclaim your autonomy. You become the author of your own story, and no one else gets to dictate how it unfolds. You've chosen a different path. Instead of succumbing to fear or intimidation, you've embraced your power and your purpose. You understand that your worth is not defined by how well you fit into someone else's narrative. You are here to walk your own journey, to fulfill your own calling, and to rise above the limitations that others try to place on you. In doing so, you've not only liberated yourself, but you've also inspired others. Your courage, your resilience, and your determination serve as a beacon of light for those who are still trapped in the web of manipulation. You show them that it's possible to break free, to stand tall, and to rise above the fear that holds so many people back. It's no surprise that those who once sought to control you now find themselves deeply frustrated. They are used to winning, used to bending others to their will. But with you, they've encountered something entirely different. Someone who refuses to be dominated, someone who can't be swayed by cheap tricks or mind games. Your presence challenges their sense of superiority. They see you as a threat because you don't conform to their expectations. You don't allow them to manipulate you, and this drives them crazy. In their eyes, you've become an obstacle, an immovable force that they can't outsmart or overpower. This realization leaves them feeling small, insecure, and powerless. They've built their identity around their ability to control others, and when they can't control you, it shakes them to their core. They may try harder to bring you down, but each attempt only makes them more frustrated. Deep down, they know they've met their match, and it's a humbling experience for them. The reason you continue to rise despite the efforts of others to hold you back is simple. You are driven by a higher purpose. Your journey is not defined by the fleeting desires of others, nor by the shallow games of manipulation and control that so many get caught up in. Instead, you are guided by a vision, a divine calling that has been etched into the very fabric of your soul. This vision pulls you forward, encouraging you to grow, to evolve, and to move ever closer to the fulfillment of your true destiny. No matter the obstacles you encounter, you remain steadfast, knowing that these challenges are mere stepping stones on your path to greatness. While others are consumed by jealousy, envy, or a desire for power, you remain focused on your goals. These distractions cannot sway you because you understand something much deeper. Your purpose transcends the trivial concerns of those who would attempt to tear you down. You see beyond the superficial. You are not here to engage in petty rivalries or to feed into the toxic cycles of competition. Instead, you are here to make a real difference, to fulfill the sacred mission that has been entrusted to you by the divine, and to leave an indelible mark on the world, one that ripples out and touches countless lives. This is what makes you unstoppable. Your strength is not drawn from external validation or fleeting achievements, but from within, from that deep, unshakable connection to your soul's mission. You move through life with a quiet, powerful confidence because you know exactly who you are. You are not easily swayed by the opinions of others, nor are you deterred by temporary setbacks or the criticisms that may come your way. Instead, you stay focused on your purpose, aware that each step you take is divinely guided. You know where you're going, and you understand why you are here. This clarity of purpose acts as your North Star, leading you through even the most turbulent of storms. When others become lost or distracted, you remain focused, grounded in the knowledge that your journey is sacred, and that nothing and no one can take away the destiny that is meant for you. You are not just moving through life. You are ascending, rising higher with every challenge you overcome, with every lesson you learn, and with every act of love, kindness, and purpose that you put into the world. What truly sets you apart from those who try to manipulate or control you is not just your intelligence, but your wisdom. Intelligence, while valuable, is often focused on strategy, problem-solving, and the ability to outmaneuver others in situations of conflict or competition. It enables you to see through the tactics of those who attempt to deceive or undermine you, and it allows you to stay one step ahead in their games. But wisdom, which you possess in abundance, elevates you beyond the need to engage in those games at all. While intelligence can win battles, wisdom frees you from the war entirely. Wisdom is rooted in a higher understanding of life, one that recognizes that true fulfillment does not come from outsmarting others or proving your superiority. Instead, it comes from growth, compassion, and the pursuit of higher truth. You have come to realize that life is not about winning at the expense of others or constantly seeking validation through competition. Instead, your focus is on evolving as a person, expanding your capacity for love, kindness, and empathy, and aligning yourself with the deeper spiritual truths that transcend the material world. In the past, you may have encountered individuals who tried to bring you down through manipulation, deceit, or control. These people operate from a place of fear and insecurity, often projecting their own unresolved pain onto others. They believe that by controlling those around them, they can somehow gain power or shield themselves from their own vulnerabilities. But you, with your wisdom, can see through this. You understand that their behavior is not truly about you. It's a reflection of the inner battles they are fighting, battles with their own self-worth, fears, and unresolved traumas. This insight allows you to respond not with anger or resentment, but with compassion. You recognize that those who seek to hurt or control others are often suffering themselves. They are trapped in cycles of fear and insecurity, trying desperately to maintain a sense of power because they feel powerless within. Instead of retaliating or holding grudges, you choose to rise above. You respond with kindness and understanding, knowing that their actions come from a place of deep pain. This doesn't mean you allow people to walk all over you. On the contrary, you have strong boundaries and a clear sense of self-respect. But you've also realized that holding on to resentment or bitterness only weighs you down. By forgiving those who have wronged you, you free yourself from the negativity that could otherwise cloud your heart and mind. As you move forward on your journey, life will undoubtedly present you with more challenges. This is an inevitable part of growth. There will always be moments designed to test your strength, to stretch your patience, and to sharpen your resolve. You will encounter people who don't understand your vision, who may even try to undermine your efforts or distract you from your purpose. These individuals often act from a place of insecurity, jealousy, or fear. They may not realize it, but their actions are more about their own limitations than they are about you. Yet their presence in your life serves a deeper purpose. They are there to push you, to test your boundaries, and to make sure that your commitment to your path is as strong as it needs to be. Each challenge is like a refining fire, burning away what no longer serves you and molding you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. There will also be situations that test your mental and emotional fortitude, moments when you feel stretched thin and unsure of how to proceed. Life's complexities can sometimes feel overwhelming, as if you are being pulled in multiple directions at once. In these times, doubt may creep in. Doubt in your abilities, in the path you've chosen, and even in your ability to persevere. But it's in these very moments that your inner strength will shine brightest. These periods of uncertainty are not signs that you are off track, but rather, they are opportunities for growth. They are a reminder that the path to greatness is not always smooth or straightforward. It is often winding, filled with obstacles that are there to teach you lessons that will be invaluable later on. Through it all, you will continue to rise. This is not just a statement of encouragement. It is a truth that has been proven time and time again by your past actions. You've already demonstrated an extraordinary resilience that sets you apart from many. You've encountered hardships before, faced moments of doubt, and endured situations where others may have faltered. But not you. You possess a core of inner strength that refuses to be broken. You may bend under pressure, but you do not break. You may stumble, but you always rise again. This resilience is a testament to your character, to the depths of your determination, and to the divine purpose that fuels your journey. In moments where others see only obstacles, you see opportunities. Where others might be stopped in their tracks, you find a way to move forward. This resourcefulness is one of your greatest gifts. You have the ability to assess a situation, to see beyond the immediate difficulties and to find creative solutions. When life throws you a curveball, you don't panic. Instead, you calmly adjust your strategy and navigate through the complexities with grace and wisdom. You understand that no challenge is insurmountable, and you approach each obstacle with the confidence that you will emerge stronger on the other side. This is why, no matter what comes your way, you will not be defeated. Adversity is not something you fear. It's something you've come to expect as a natural part of the process of becoming. Rather than seeing challenges as barriers, you view them as stepping stones on your path to greatness. You recognize that each difficulty you face is there to teach you something valuable, to help you grow in ways you might not have otherwise, and to prepare you for even greater success in the future. With every challenge you overcome, you deepen your understanding of yourself, of life, and of your purpose. Remember, your path is not one of stagnation or conformity. It is a path of continuous growth, one that requires you to constantly evolve, to shed old layers, and to embrace new levels of understanding. You are not here to meet the expectations of others. You are not here to fit into the mold that society, family, or your peers may try to place upon you. You are here to break free from those constraints, to follow the calling of your soul, and to pursue the higher purpose that has been uniquely entrusted to you. In the end, the greatest lesson you've learned is that your power comes from within. No one can take it from you, and no one can diminish it unless you allow them to. You are the master of your own destiny, guided by a higher purpose that transcends the trivial games people play. So continue to embrace your power. Continue to live your truth. Keep shining your light, no matter how much it unsettles those who wish to control you. For in doing so, you are not only honoring yourself, you are also showing the world what it means to truly live with purpose, strength, and integrity. Your journey is far from over. You are destined to keep climbing higher, to keep growing, and to continue outsmarting anyone who tries to stand in your way. This is your path, and no one can take it from you. Keep rising, keep shining, and never forget, you are unstoppable. If this message has inspired or uplifted you in any way, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications so you can stay connected and continue receiving more empowering content. Your support means everything to us, and together, we can keep spreading light and truth. In the quiet moments of introspection, we often wonder why, despite our best intentions and efforts to live kindly and authentically, we still encounter negativity, rejection, or even hostility from those around us. It seems paradoxical, even confusing, when we strive to be the best versions of ourselves, only to be met with disdain or mistreatment. What is the root of this discord? Why do some people, even without clear reason, seem to harbor ill feelings toward us or reject our presence entirely? The answer lies not in what you do, but in who you are, the light you carry within you. You may not fully recognize it, but you possess a powerful spiritual presence that profoundly affects others. Your spirit, shining brightly in its authenticity, kindness, and wisdom, can disrupt and unsettle the shadows that lie within those who have not yet faced their inner darkness. The discomfort you sense from them is not about you as an individual, but about what your light represents. It's a mirror reflecting their unhealed wounds, insecurities, and struggles, often provoking responses of resentment or hostility. As we explore these reasons, you'll begin to understand the purpose behind the pain and how it's all leading to your breakthrough. So if you're ready to embrace your journey with renewed strength, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more powerful insights that will uplift and empower you. You're on the verge of something great, and you don't want to miss what comes next. In a world often dominated by shadows, fear, ignorance, envy, and greed, your inner light stands as a rare and potent force. It shines brightly, not just as a reflection of who you are, but as a mirror that reveals the hidden depths in others. Your light isn't merely an outward projection of goodness. It is a profound energy that comes from deep within, born of your unique connection to the divine, to your higher self, and to the truth of your existence. This energy, this radiance, is what sets you apart and makes you different. It's an aura of authenticity and compassion, a spiritual essence that many sense even if they cannot fully comprehend it. While some may be inspired by your radiance, drawn to you, uplifted by your presence, and moved to align themselves with the same sense of purpose, there are others for whom your light is deeply unsettling. It doesn't just exist as a pleasant glow to them. It serves as a spotlight that illuminates the darkest parts of their being. For many, this is unbearable. Why? Because it exposes the very things they have been hiding from, sometimes for their entire lives. Darkness, in this sense, isn't just the absence of light. It's the accumulation of unaddressed fears, insecurities, unresolved traumas, and unmet shadows of the soul. These shadows linger within people, consciously or unconsciously, keeping them trapped in cycles of negativity, bitterness, and stagnation. For those who have yet to confront their inner darkness, seeing someone like you, someone who shines with authenticity and spiritual clarity, forces them to face their own reflection. Your presence alone can stir something deep within them, awakening fears or unresolved wounds that they have kept buried. But the truth is, not everyone is ready to face their own shadows. Many people spend their lives building walls around their insecurities, creating distractions and indulging in patterns of denial to avoid the painful work of self-examination. When they encounter someone like you, someone whose energy reflects their unhealed parts, they may not understand why they feel uncomfortable, but they will feel it intensely. That discomfort often manifests as resentment, jealousy, or even hostility. It is easier for them to deflect the discomfort outward rather than look inward. Instead of viewing your light as an invitation to heal, they may see it as a threat. This is where the divide occurs. Your inner light, your authenticity, can trigger negative responses in those who are not ready to confront their own darkness. The irony is that the very thing they reject, the illumination you offer, is what could set them free if they were willing to do the inner work. Your kindness and authenticity may be misinterpreted as arrogance or superiority, not because you are acting with pride, but because your presence magnifies the areas in their lives where they feel inadequate or incomplete. This dynamic is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a testament to the power of your light. You are a living, breathing reminder that higher paths exist, paths of love, growth, and awakening. To those stuck in cycles of darkness, this is a truth they may not yet be prepared to accept. The energy you carry is not just ordinary, it is divine, radiant, and transformative. There are those who, consciously or unconsciously, can feel this powerful energy the moment you walk into a room. They may not know why they react the way they do, but they instinctively sense that something about you is different, something they cannot quite put their finger on, but that deeply unsettles them. In spiritual terms, you are aligned with the higher vibrations of love, compassion, and authenticity. This energy naturally disrupts lower vibrations, fear, jealousy, and dishonesty. Imagine you are a tuning fork vibrating at a high frequency. Those whose lives are built around lower frequencies, negative emotions, toxic environments, superficial pursuits, will find your energy jarring. It's like trying to tune a dissonant note to a harmonious chord. The process can be uncomfortable and chaotic for those unprepared for the shift. In environments that thrive on the status quo, whether social circles that encourage mediocrity, workplaces mired in toxicity, or relationships built on unhealthy dynamics, your presence represents a threat. People are forced to confront truths they would rather suppress. You are a walking catalyst for change, and while some will embrace this opportunity for growth, others will resent it fiercely. Their resentment is a defense mechanism, a way to protect the comfort zones they have constructed around their lives. For them, change represents risk, and risk is frightening. Your existence alone challenges their complacency, making them feel exposed and vulnerable. And so, they react not to you, but to the deeper fear that your energy triggers within them. One of the most painful human experiences is to be confronted with something, or someone, that represents what we most deeply desire but fear we can never attain. This form of discomfort often cuts to the core, stirring a complex blend of longing, envy, and self-doubt. For those who are struggling on their spiritual path, or who feel disconnected from their true selves, you may inadvertently become the embodiment of what they long for, but secretly believe is out of reach. The pain arises from the conflict between their heart's yearning and the mind's conviction that such fulfillment is unattainable. This inner turmoil is profound. When people see you, someone who radiates authenticity, spiritual clarity, and inner peace, it can awaken something deep within them. A reminder of the life they have always hoped for, but, for various reasons, haven't yet embraced. You may represent the version of themselves they wish they could become, but they feel trapped by their own limiting beliefs, past traumas, or societal conditioning. In you, they see a reflection of what could be, but they are reminded of the gap between their current reality and their ideal self. This gap can be agonizing, triggering a defensive reaction rather than an embrace of hope. For some, seeing your light ignites a painful sense of inadequacy. They might have once believed in their potential for growth, happiness, or spiritual fulfillment, but feel they have lost their way. Life's challenges, disappointments, or the weight of conformity may have slowly eroded their confidence and clarity. They may see in you the embodiment of that lost potential, a life lived with purpose, a heart aligned with love, and a mind free from fear. But instead of feeling inspired, they may feel confronted by the harsh reality that they've been avoiding their own inner work. It's important to understand that this reaction has little to do with you personally. It's not about your specific actions, words, or choices. It's about the internal dialogue they have been carrying, stories of not being good enough, never being able to change, or always falling short. You, in your radiance, unknowingly force them to confront these limiting beliefs, and rather than face the discomfort of self-examination, they turn that discomfort outward, making you the target of their frustration. You may hear things like, "You think you're better than everyone else," or "Why can't you just be normal?" These statements are not about you. They are about the deep-seated fear that they themselves will never be able to rise to the level of authenticity and spiritual alignment that you have reached. Your success, your light, and your perseverance challenge their self-imposed limitations, and their resentment is a way of avoiding the painful truth that they are capable of so much more if they were only willing to take the journey inward. As a spiritually aligned individual, you possess an innate empathy and sensitivity that allows you to see through the masks people wear. You don't just engage with people on a surface level, you connect with them soul to soul. While this is a beautiful gift, it can also be unsettling for those who have spent their lives constructing elaborate defenses to protect themselves from pain, vulnerability, or rejection. When you interact with others, you often reflect back to them the wounds they have tried so hard to bury. You may notice patterns of insecurity, fear, or self-doubt that they aren't ready to acknowledge in themselves. Even if you never speak these observations aloud, your very presence can make people feel seen in a way that they are not prepared for. Think of it like this. You are a mirror, and when others look into that mirror, they see not only the parts of themselves they are proud of, but also the aspects they have been avoiding. Old wounds, unresolved traumas, or emotional scars. For some, this reflection is empowering, as it offers them the opportunity to heal and grow. But for others, it is terrifying. This is particularly true when it comes to people who have built their identity around their unhealed wounds. These individuals may define themselves by their past hurts or traumas, and your light threatens to disrupt that narrative. Rather than embracing healing, They cling to the familiarity of their pain, and you, as the mirror that reflects back the truth, become the object of their resentment. Your spiritual energy naturally brings hidden shadows into the light. This is a powerful gift, but it also means that some people will react defensively, choosing to lash out at you rather than face the difficult work of healing. They may accuse you of being too sensitive or overly emotional, projecting their own unprocessed feelings onto you in an attempt to avoid confronting their own pain. It's important to remember that these reactions are not your responsibility to fix. While you may be a mirror for others, it is up to them to decide whether they will use that reflection as an opportunity for healing or continue to live in denial of their wounds. Your role is simply to hold space, to be a compassionate presence, and to stay true to your own path of growth and awakening. Chosen ones are known for their resilience. No matter how many obstacles you face, you continue to rise, learning from every setback and growing stronger with each challenge. This strength can be intimidating to those who have not yet cultivated their own resilience. When others see you thriving despite adversity, it can make them feel weak or inadequate. They might wonder why they struggle while you continue to persevere, instead of seeing your resilience as something to admire or emulate. They may lash out in jealousy, attempting to bring you down to their level. Your resilience is a reflection of your connection to the divine and your unwavering commitment to your spiritual path. But for those who are still grappling with their own inner challenges, it can feel like a painful reminder of their own unresolved issues. Another reason chosen ones often face mistreatment is that you serve as a catalyst for change in the lives of those around you. Your spiritual energy doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone you come into contact with. You are like a pebble thrown into a pond, creating ripples that extend far beyond your immediate circle. For some, this change is welcome. They feel inspired by your presence, motivated to begin their own spiritual journeys or make positive changes in their lives. But for others, change is terrifying. It threatens their sense of stability and forces them to confront uncomfortable truths. Because you are a catalyst for change, you may unintentionally trigger resistance in others. People may react defensively, trying to hold on to old patterns and resist the growth that your presence inspires. This resistance can manifest as mistreatment, criticism, or even outright hostility. Finally, the seventh reason chosen ones face adversity is that you are not of this world in the typical sense. You have a spiritual mission that transcends the materialistic, ego-driven concerns of society. This can make you feel like an outsider, someone who doesn't quite fit into the conventional molds. You may have felt this sense of alienation since childhood, as if you were meant for something greater but couldn't quite place what it was. This feeling of being set apart is not just a personal experience, it's something others pick up on as well. When people sense that you are different, that you don't conform to the norms of society, it can create a sense of discomfort. People are often wary of what they don't understand, and your uniqueness may provoke suspicion, envy, or even aggression. However, this difference is also your greatest strength. You were not meant to fit into the molds created by others. You were meant to break them. Your spiritual mission requires you to stand apart, to shine your light in a world that sometimes prefers darkness. As we've explored today, the challenges faced by chosen ones are not random. They're a reflection of the powerful light you carry and the spiritual journey you are on. Being misunderstood, envied, or even rejected is often part of the path before your greatest breakthrough. It's the universe's way of refining you, testing your resilience, and preparing you for the purpose you're meant to fulfill. Remember, the resistance you face is not about your worth. It's about the brilliance of your spirit illuminating the shadows in others. Stay strong, stay true to your higher calling, and never let the negativity of others dim the light within you. Every trial is a stepping stone toward the breakthrough that will not only elevate you, but inspire those around you. If this message resonated with you, and you're on a journey of spiritual growth and self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join our community of light bearers, and let's continue to walk this path together, embracing the challenges and celebrating the breakthroughs to come. Until next time, keep shining and never forget that your light has a divine purpose. Have you ever had the feeling that something or someone is watching over you, guiding and protecting you in ways you can't quite explain? Perhaps it's in those fleeting moments of clarity when everything falls into place, or in the comforting warmth that floods your heart when you need it most. While we may not always be aware of it, many spiritual traditions teach us that we are never truly alone. Hidden from our physical senses but ever present in our lives, there exist forces of love and protection. Guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestral spirits, and even divine energy that watch over us with unwavering care. In this world, bustling with distractions, the presence of these invisible guardians often goes unnoticed. Yet, their influence is undeniable for those attuned to it. These unseen protectors serve as our spiritual cheerleaders, helping us navigate life's complexities and transitions, especially during times of significant change or personal growth. Think of them as the loving hands that guide you through life's most challenging moments, providing comfort, wisdom, and protection when you need it most. Across cultures and spiritual traditions, there is a shared belief in beings that exist beyond our physical senses, acting as protectors and guides for humanity. In Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, these beings are often referred to as angels, messengers of God who carry out divine will and safeguard the souls of the faithful. In other belief systems, such as shamanism or certain indigenous traditions, the guardians may take the form of spirit animals, ancestors, or celestial beings who watch over individuals and guide them toward enlightenment. Regardless of how they are named or depicted, these entities are united by their purpose to support, protect, and guide us on our spiritual journey. They are the benevolent forces that steer us away from harm, help us make crucial decisions, and offer comfort in moments of despair. They may appear to us in dreams, through intuitive nudges, or even as quiet whispers in moments of reflection. Although they operate in the unseen realms, their presence is felt through the miraculous ways our lives unfold. One of the most significant challenges in connecting with these spiritual guardians is recognizing the signs they send. Their communication is often subtle, not because they wish to be elusive, but because it requires us to heighten our awareness and attune ourselves to their frequency. Here are some of the most common ways that these unseen forces make themselves known. Synchronicity, a term popularized by psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the meaningful coincidences that seem to defy explanation. Have you ever experienced something happening at just the right time? Perhaps you were thinking about an old friend, only to receive a call or message from them moments later. Or maybe you were feeling lost or overwhelmed, and out of nowhere, a solution presented itself, a person, a book, or a signpost that pointed you in the right direction. These synchronicities are not random. They are the handiwork of your spiritual guardians. They work behind the scenes, aligning events in your life to ensure that you are where you need to be, when you need to be there. Divine timing is their way of orchestrating life's events to nudge you forward on your path. When you start noticing these moments, it's a sign that you are being watched over, guided by forces that understand the bigger picture of your life. Your intuition is one of the primary channels through which your spiritual protectors communicate with you. Have you ever had a gut feeling that led you to make a certain decision, even when logic pointed in the opposite direction? That inner voice, often subtle yet persistent, is a direct link to your guardians. They use intuition to guide you toward the right path, warning you when something doesn't feel right and encouraging you to take action when the timing is ideal. Tuning into your intuition is like developing a deep inner relationship with your soul's wisdom. It requires mindfulness, patience, and above all, trust. In the beginning, those subtle nudges may seem faint, almost like a whisper in the background of your thoughts. But the more you honor and pay attention to these feelings, the stronger your connection becomes. It's about creating space for stillness, where the noise of the outside world quiets down, allowing your inner voice to be heard. As you continue to practice, you'll notice a profound shift within yourself. Those intuitive hunches that once seemed random or coincidental will reveal themselves as the purposeful guidance of your higher self, or even the whispers of your unseen protectors, angels, spirit guides, or ancestors, gently steering you toward choices that align with your highest good. These spiritual beings work behind the scenes, placing signs, synchronicities, and inner promptings in your path to help you grow, heal, and fulfill your soul's purpose. With time, as your trust deepens, you'll begin to recognize this guidance as a form of divine communication, a sacred partnership between you and the universe. It is a gift that reminds you that you are never alone, that there is always a source of wisdom available to you if only you choose to listen. In honoring your intuition, you honor the divine presence within yourself, and in doing so, your life naturally begins to flow with greater harmony, peace, and alignment. Each step you take in this direction builds a stronger, more profound connection to the divine guidance that's always available, guiding you toward your highest potential. While we sleep, our conscious mind is at rest, allowing the subconscious to take over. This is often when we are most receptive to receiving messages from the spiritual realm. Guardian angels and spirit guides may appear in dreams to offer comfort, wisdom, or warnings about future events. In many spiritual traditions, dreams are seen as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. During sleep, our conscious mind steps aside, allowing the soul to connect more deeply with higher realms of wisdom. Paying attention to recurring symbols, feelings, or people in your dreams can provide valuable insights into the messages your deity are sending you. For example, specific symbols like animals, water, or light may represent deeper truths or spiritual lessons that are relevant to your current life situation. Similarly, encountering loved ones who have passed on can be a way for them to offer comfort or deliver important messages. If you wake up with a sense of clarity, peace, or a profound realization, it could be a sign that your guardians are communicating with you, helping you make sense of the challenges or decisions you're facing. Even unsettling dreams may carry hidden lessons, nudging you to pay attention to areas of your life that need healing or change. The key is to approach your dreams with an open heart, trusting that your spiritual protectors are using this sacred space to guide, protect, and uplift your soul on its journey. By keeping a dream journal and reflecting on recurring themes, you can unlock deeper layers of spiritual insight and receive the guidance intended just for you. Sometimes, the presence of spiritual protectors manifests physically. Have you ever felt a sudden warmth in your chest or a tingling sensation that made you stop and take notice? These physical sensations can be gentle reminders from your guides that they are near. Some people report feeling a sense of lightness, as if a weight has been lifted, or experiencing an inexplicable sense of calm in moments of stress. In addition to physical sensations, you may also notice signs in your external environment. Feathers, coins, certain animals, or numbers that appear repeatedly, such as 1111 or 444, are often cited as symbols of angelic or spiritual presence. These small yet significant signs are like winks from the universe, letting you know that you are being watched over and supported. While not every sign from our spiritual guardians will be miraculous in the conventional sense, there are times when we encounter events that seem too extraordinary to be mere coincidence. These might be moments of pure serendipity, an encounter or opportunity that changes the course of your life in ways you couldn't have imagined. Or they may be miraculous in nature, such as a sudden recovery from illness or surviving a near-fatal accident unscathed. These moments, rare and precious, are clear indicators that you are being guided and protected by forces beyond human comprehension. They serve as reminders that even in our darkest moments, we are never truly alone. While your spiritual guardians are always present, your ability to sense and connect with them can be greatly enhanced through mindful practice. By cultivating daily rituals that promote spiritual awareness, you open the door to a deeper connection with the subtle energies that guide and protect you. One of the most profound ways to attune yourself to these unseen forces is through mindfulness and meditation. When we quiet our thoughts and invite stillness, we create space to receive the gentle whispers of our guides. Meditation allows us to rise above the noise of daily life and enter a state of inner peace where their presence becomes more tangible. Setting aside even a few moments each day for mindful breathing or a meditative practice focused on spiritual connection can make all the difference. Picture a radiant, protective light surrounding you, welcoming your guides into your space. As time passes, you may find your awareness shifting, feeling a greater sense of peace, clarity, and a growing trust in your intuition. Prayer is another deeply powerful way to strengthen your bond with spiritual protectors. Whether rooted in religious traditions or a personal expression of faith, prayer serves as a direct bridge to the divine. As it is written in Philippians 4:6, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Through prayer, you can share your gratitude, ask for guidance, and invite the presence of your guardians into every part of your life. Prayer is not only about seeking answers, but about fostering a deep connection with the divine, trusting in God's perfect timing and wisdom. In Matthew 7:7, Jesus reminds us, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." When you approach prayer with an open heart, you invite God and His angels to walk with you on your spiritual journey, providing comfort, protection, and divine wisdom. Rather than asking for specific outcomes, focus on seeking clarity, protection, and alignment with your highest self, as God often works in ways that surpass human understanding. Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." By doing so, you open yourself to the wisdom and support your guides are eager to offer, trusting that they work in harmony with your best interests. Through faith and prayer, you allow God's grace to flow into every aspect of your life, ensuring that you walk in alignment with His divine plan. Journaling is an invaluable tool for reflecting on your spiritual experiences. By writing down any synchronicities, intuitive nudges, vivid dreams, or even moments of unexpected insight, you begin to notice the recurring themes that hint at the presence of your guardians. As you record these moments, you create a space for reflection, deepening your understanding of how your guides have been quietly influencing your path all along. Over time, you'll see a pattern emerge, one that reveals just how intricately they have been working to protect and guide you. Listening to your intuition is another powerful way to connect with these spiritual forces. Your intuition is often the voice through which your guides communicate, gently steering you toward choices that serve your highest good. When faced with decisions, take a moment to pause and feel. What does your body tell you? Does a sense of calm wash over you, or do you feel unease? Trust these sensations, as they are often subtle clues from your protectors, guiding you on the path aligned with your soul's purpose. The more you trust this inner knowing, the stronger your connection with the unseen becomes. Lastly, never underestimate the power of gratitude. Expressing appreciation for the guidance and protection you receive strengthens the bond between you and your spiritual guardians, even if their presence isn't always obvious. Acknowledging them with heartfelt thanks invites more blessings into your life. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply pausing for a moment to say thank you in your heart, this act of gratitude creates a reciprocal flow of energy and deepens your connection to the divine realm. In expressing gratitude, you align yourself with the grace and protection that is always available to you. One of the most profound lessons our guardians teach us is the power of trust and surrender. When we surrender to the flow of life, trusting that we are being guided and protected, we open ourselves up to incredible transformation and growth. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it is an act of faith. Faith that everything is unfolding as it should, even if we cannot see the full picture. When we encounter obstacles or challenges, trusting that our guardians are working behind the scenes to support us allows us to face uncertainty with grace. It's like walking through a dark tunnel, knowing there is light at the end, even if we can't see it yet. In moments of surrender, we release the need to control every outcome, acknowledging that there are forces far greater than ourselves guiding our path. This trust requires courage, the courage to let go of fear, doubt, and the urge to resist life's natural flow. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to move with it, allowing divine wisdom to carry us where we are meant to be. Surrender is not passive. It is an active, conscious choice to embrace the unknown. When we release our grip on rigid expectations, we create space for miracles and unexpected blessings to enter our lives. Often, what we perceive as setbacks or detours are actually redirections, steering us towards something far more aligned with our soul's purpose. In those moments of uncertainty, surrender also deepens our relationship with the divine and our spiritual guides. It opens us up to their subtle signs, the synchronicities, and the gentle nudges that offer reassurance. We start to see that every challenge, no matter how difficult, holds a lesson or gift, and trusting this process allows us to move forward with peace and resilience. In the act of surrender, we align ourselves with the greater flow of life, trusting that we are always being guided toward our highest good, even when the path is unclear. Learning to surrender also means letting go of fear and doubt, making space for love, growth, and miracles to unfold in our lives. It is in this space of trust that we truly begin to see the magic that surrounds us, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and the divine orchestration at play. While our spiritual guardians provide us with protection and guidance, it is important to remember that we are not meant to walk the path of awakening alone. Finding a community of like-minded individuals who share your spiritual values can provide immense support and encouragement on your journey. In spiritual communities, whether they are physical gatherings or online groups, we find a sense of belonging. We are reminded that our experiences, challenges, and breakthroughs are part of a larger collective journey. When we share our insights, struggles, and growth with others who understand and support us, we tap into a wellspring of strength and wisdom that amplifies our own spiritual connection. The presence of a supportive community also provides opportunities for growth and learning. By exchanging ideas, practices, and wisdom with others, we enrich our own spiritual journey. It's like having a treasure trove of knowledge and inspiration at our fingertips, ready to be explored and integrated into our lives. In the vast tapestry of life, the presence of unseen spiritual guardians offers us comfort, protection, and guidance. Whether we call them angels, guides, ancestors, or simply the universe, these benevolent forces are ever present, watching over us as we navigate the twists and turns of our spiritual journey. By recognizing the signs of their presence, practicing mindfulness and meditation, and trusting in the flow of life, we can deepen our connection with these protective forces. Through prayer, intention setting, and listening to our intuition, we open ourselves up to receiving their guidance, allowing their wisdom to illuminate our path. As we cultivate this awareness and weave it into the fabric of our daily lives, we create a sacred space where the presence of our guardians is felt and honored. In doing so, we embark on a journey of spiritual awakening that is grounded in trust, surrender, and love, a journey that leads us closer to our true selves and the divine light that shines within us all. If this message resonates with you, know that you are being guided and supported in ways that may not always be visible, but are always present. Trust in the divine plan unfolding in your life, and remember that your spiritual protectors are always by your side. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. If you found this message helpful, we invite you to subscribe to the channel for more uplifting content. Your support helps us continue sharing messages of hope, healing, and spiritual growth. Blessings to you on your path. There's a heaviness you've been carrying, isn't there? A weight that lingers deep within, holding you back from your highest potential. You may not even realize it, but this toxic energy, these unresolved emotions, whether it's fear, guilt, shame, have been building up inside you for far too long. It's time to release it. You, the chosen one, have a divine purpose. But in order to fully step into the light, you must purge yourself of this darkness that no longer serves you. The body, mind, and spirit are sacred vessels, and just as the body rejects what is harmful through sickness, your soul is crying out for a deep cleansing. In this video, we'll uncover exactly what you need to release, why it's been holding you back, and most importantly, how to finally rid yourself of this burden. The path to your higher self is waiting, and once you shed this, you'll feel lighter, more aligned, and in tune with the divine flow of grace. So, if you're ready to clear the way for your true power to emerge, stay with me, and don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Let's take the first step towards your spiritual liberation. At the heart of Jesus' teachings lies a command so powerful that it can change the course of your spiritual life. Forgive without limits. This wasn't just a kind suggestion. It was a revolutionary call that goes deep into the core of our relationship with God. When Peter asked, "Lord, how many times should I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me?" 7 times. He thought he was being remarkably generous. 7 times seemed like a lot, didn't it? But Jesus, in his boundless wisdom, responded, "I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. This was not a number meant to be tallied. Jesus wasn't giving Peter a mathematical formula. He was revealing the very nature of divine mercy. 70 times 7 is a call to forgive without counting, without holding grudges, without limits. It's an invitation to step into the heart of God, a heart that forgives endlessly, freely, and fully. This kind of forgiveness defies our human instincts, which often crave justice or payback. But Christ's message is clear. Forgiveness is not just the key to spiritual healing. It's the path to inner peace and a life deeply rooted in God's love. But let's be honest. Forgiving without limits is hard. It goes against everything we feel when someone wounds us deeply. Our natural response is to hold on to the pain, to demand reparation, to make the offender feel what we felt. And yet Jesus calls us to a higher way, a way that leads to true freedom. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about your own soul. It's about your relationship with God, your inner peace, your spiritual freedom. Forgiveness isn't a feeling that comes naturally. It's a conscious choice. It's the decision to let go of the hurt, release the offense, and trust the outcome to God. It's an act of faith, a step of obedience that mirrors the forgiveness God has already extended to us. When Jesus hung on the cross, enduring unspeakable suffering, he didn't curse those who crucified him. He prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." In his darkest moment, Jesus forgave. He didn't wait for an apology. He didn't demand an act of repentance. He simply forgave. This is the kind of forgiveness we are called to live, a forgiveness that is unconditional, unearned, and boundless. So, how do we forgive when the wounds are deep, when the pain feels overwhelming? It starts with this. Understand that forgiveness is not about justifying what they did or pretending the hurt wasn't real. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of bitterness and trusting God to bring justice and healing in His perfect timing. Forgiveness is only the beginning. It is the first step on the journey toward reconciliation. While forgiveness releases you from the burden of bitterness and resentment, reconciliation is the ultimate goal, the restoration of relationships, the mending of what has been broken. In some cases, forgiveness and reconciliation can happen simultaneously, but in others, reconciliation is a process that requires time, healing, and the work of God's grace in both parties. The Bible tells us that God has given us the ministry of reconciliation. In 2 Corinthians 5:18-19, Paul writes, "All this is from God, who reconciled us to Himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation." That God was reconciling the world to Himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. This is our calling, to be agents of reconciliation in a world fractured by sin, division, and broken relationships. But reconciliation is not easy. It requires humility, patience, and a willingness to forgive and be forgiven. It requires us to lay down our pride, to swallow our ego, and to reach out in love to those who have hurt us. And it requires us to rely on God's strength, trusting in His timing for the restoration of relationships. Consider the story of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers, betrayed and left for dead. When Joseph was finally reunited with his brothers, he had every reason to hold a grudge, to seek revenge, to cut them out of his life forever. But Joseph did something extraordinary. He forgave them. Not only did he forgive, but he also embraced them, wept with them, and declared, "Do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph's forgiveness not only healed his own heart, but also brought about the reconciliation of his family, restoring relationships that had been broken for years. This is the power of forgiveness. It not only sets us free, but it also opens the door to reconciliation, allowing God's love to flow into our relationships, bringing healing and restoration. However, reconciliation is not always possible. Sometimes the other person is not ready or willing to reconcile. Sometimes the wounds are too deep, and trust has been too shattered. In these cases, forgiveness is still essential. You must still release the offense and trust God with the outcome. But reconciliation may take time, and it may look different than what you had hoped for. Reconciliation does not mean allowing yourself to be mistreated or abused. It does not mean pretending that nothing happened or ignoring the reality of the hurt. It means seeking God's wisdom, following His leading, and being open to the possibility of healing and restoration in His perfect time. It also means setting healthy boundaries and guarding your heart, while trusting God to bring about His perfect will. I must warn you of the dangers of unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is like a silent killer, a poison that seeps into your soul and slowly destroys you from the inside out. It is a heavy burden, a weight that you were never meant to carry. If you hold on to unforgiveness, it will take its toll on your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Jesus Himself warned us of the severe consequences of unforgiveness. In Matthew 6:14-15, He says, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins." These are sobering words. Unforgiveness not only affects our relationships with others, but also our relationship with God. It creates a barrier between us and the grace of God. Unforgiveness is like a cancer that spreads throughout your body, affecting every area of your life. It causes stress, anxiety, and even physical illness. It fills your mind with negative thoughts, anger, and resentment. It cuts you off from the peace and joy that God wants to give you. It creates division in your relationships, robbing you of the connection and love that God has designed for you to experience. But the cost of unforgiveness goes even deeper than that. It keeps you trapped in the past, unable to move forward, unable to experience the fullness of life that God has for you. It binds you to the person who hurt you, chaining you to the pain and preventing you from healing. It robs you of your destiny, of the abundant life that Jesus came to give you. Jesus came to set the captives free, to break the chains of sin and death, and to give us life, abundant life. But unforgiveness keeps us in bondage. It locks us in a prison of our own making. This is why forgiveness is so crucial. It is the key that unlocks the door to your freedom, your healing, and your destiny. Forgiveness is not just about the other person, it's about you. It's about your relationship with God, your peace, your health, and your future. It's about letting go of the past so that you can step into the future that God has for you. It's about releasing the hurt so that you can receive the healing. It's about breaking the chains of bitterness so that you can walk in the freedom of Christ. One of the most powerful truths about forgiveness is that it is a profound act of liberation, not only for the person you are forgiving, but for yourself as well. When you choose to forgive, You release the chains that bind your spirit, allowing God's healing grace to flow freely in your life. Forgiveness transforms your heart, enabling you to experience the fullness of joy and peace that only God can provide. It is a courageous step towards emotional and spiritual renewal. By letting go of resentment, you open the door for God to restore what was broken and to lead you into a future filled with hope, purpose, and a deeper connection to His divine love. Forgiveness, in this way, becomes a powerful declaration of faith, an affirmation that you trust God's greater plan for your life beyond the pain of the past. But forgiveness is not easy. It is a process, a journey, and it takes time. It requires humility, surrender, and a deep trust in God. It requires you to let go of your right to be right, your need for justice, and your desire for revenge. It requires you to trust God to deal with the person who hurt you and to trust Him to heal your heart. It requires you to take the first step in faith and trust God with the rest. Forgiveness is not a single decision. It is a path we walk, a transformative journey that unfolds with time, patience, and grace. Simply saying the words "I forgive you" is only the beginning. True forgiveness requires that we live it, breathe it, and allow it to shape our hearts and actions. But how do we move from making the decision to forgive to truly living in the freedom that forgiveness brings? First, we must begin by acknowledging the hurt. True forgiveness cannot occur without first facing the reality of our pain. We cannot heal what we refuse to see. It's not about dwelling in the hurt or casting ourselves as victims, but about being honest with ourselves. To forgive, we must confront the wound, name it, and allow ourselves to feel the weight of what happened. This level of honesty is the foundation upon which forgiveness is built. Once we have acknowledged the pain, we must then release the offense. Forgiveness is a deliberate choice, an act of will. It's about deciding to let go of the anger, resentment, and the need for retribution. It's not a declaration that what was done to us was right or acceptable, nor is it a commitment to reconcile or continue a relationship with the person who hurt us. Rather, it is a surrender of the hold that the hurt has over us, and a release of the person from any emotional debt we feel they owe. In this moment, we trust God to take over, believing that He will handle the outcome better than we ever could. One of the most profound, yet challenging steps in forgiveness is to pray for the one who has caused us pain. This may feel unnatural, even impossible at first, but it is also one of the most powerful acts of healing. Jesus Himself instructed us to pray for those who persecute you, knowing that prayer softens our hearts and opens the door for divine healing. Through prayer, we invite God's grace into our wounds, and we begin to see the person who hurt us through the lens of His love, rather than through our pain. Taking this further, forgiveness calls us to go beyond prayer into the realm of blessing. This is where forgiveness becomes active, where we put it into practice. Jesus teaches us to bless those who curse you. To bless someone who has harmed us is the ultimate act of letting go. It doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes, blessing them might simply mean refusing to speak ill of them, or choosing kindness in a moment where bitterness might have prevailed. By blessing, we free ourselves from the toxic grip of unforgiveness and align ourselves with the limitless grace of God. Lastly, forgiveness requires deep trust in God's sovereignty. Often, we struggle with forgiveness because we are holding on to a desire for justice, or perhaps we're waiting for the other person to change. But forgiveness is not about obtaining a specific outcome. It's about surrendering control. It's about trusting that God sees the entire picture, that He understands our pain, and that He will bring justice and healing in His way and in His time. In letting go of our need to control the result, we find peace in the knowledge that God's ways are higher and His timing is perfect. True forgiveness is a journey that transforms us, liberating our hearts and allowing us to live in the fullness of God's love. It's not easy, but as we walk this path, we discover a peace and freedom that can only come from releasing the past and trusting God with what lies ahead. Chosen ones, today we've delved deep into the hidden poisons that may be lurking within our souls, silently wreaking havoc on our minds, bodies, and spirits. It is not enough to merely recognize these toxins. We must actively work to purge them from our lives. Remember, holding on to these burdens only weighs us down and keeps us from walking fully in the divine purpose that God has set before us. Now is the time to release, to vomit out every trace of bitterness, unforgiveness, and pain that has been holding you back. I challenge you to take this message to heart and begin the process of cleansing your soul. Let go of what no longer serves you and make room for the peace, joy, and freedom that God wants to pour into your life. You are not alone on this journey. We are a community of spiritual warriors committed to healing and growth. If this message has resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with others who may also need to hear this powerful truth. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Join us on this path to spiritual awakening and transformation. Together, we will continue to uncover the hidden truths, break free from the chains that bind us, and step into the fullness of our God-given destiny. Thank you for watching. Remember, you are chosen, you are called, and you are powerful beyond measure. Keep pressing forward, keep seeking truth, and keep walking in the light. Until next time, stay blessed, stay vigilant, and stay connected to the source of all life. God bless you. You might be surprised by what I'm about to share with you today. For some, it may even seem unbelievable. But if you've been on this spiritual journey, you already understand that the universe speaks to us in ways far beyond what the mind can fully grasp. Today, I'm here with a message that could change everything. A love like nothing you've ever experienced is on its way to you. Yes, you, the chosen one. The universe is now signaling that you're ready, and what's coming will completely transform your life. Before we go deeper, take a moment to align with the energy of this message. Like and subscribe to Inner Mystics, your gateway to deeper spiritual insights and the hidden wisdom of the universe, guiding you on your journey to self-discovery and awakening. Comment with 77 to send a powerful signal to the universe that you're ready for this divine connection. And remember, if you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll want to watch this video all the way to the end. This will be your confirmation that this message was meant for you. If you're not ready, you may find yourself drifting away. But for those serious about fully absorbing this experience, play the video on repeat. Let its energy seep into your soul, magnifying the connection that awaits. Now, let's begin your journey into divine love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the energy from which all life emerges and to which all souls are drawn. But as a chosen one, your experience of love is unlike any other. While many seek fleeting connections based on surface-level desires, your connection to love is profound, sacred, and transcendent. You are not here to experience love as the world typically understands it. What is coming your way is a divine love that transcends time, space, and even physical reality. This is a love that originates from the very source, meant not only to fulfill your heart but to elevate your soul to its highest potential. This love has been written in the stars for you. It was destined before you even incarnated into this life. The universe has been preparing you, guiding you, and molding you for this very moment. Every heartache, every disappointment, every moment of loneliness was not rejection. It was protection. Love has not eluded you. It has been waiting for the right time, waiting until you were ready for this sacred union. This divine love is unlike anything you've ever known. It is not rooted in the superficial, ego-driven desires that so many relationships are entangled in. Instead, it is a love that will challenge you to rise, to become the highest version of yourself, to embrace the greatness that has always been within you. It will awaken parts of your soul that have lain dormant, waiting for this precise moment. You may have felt alone, misunderstood, or questioned why past relationships never seemed to fulfill your deepest longings. You might have wondered if love was even part of your path at all, or if your journey was meant to be one of solitude. But all of those questions were part of your preparation. Every heartbreak was a lesson, every disappointment a necessary refinement of your soul. The truth is, you were never meant to settle for ordinary love. You were destined for something far greater. And now, the universe is orchestrating this divine union, a love that will transform not only your heart, but your entire life. The love that is coming your way will reflect your deepest truths, mirroring back to you the divine essence that you've always carried within. It will be a connection so deep, so profound, that when it arrives, you will have no doubt. There will be no confusion, no second guessing. You will not wonder if this is the one. You will know. Your soul will recognize this connection instantly because it has been waiting for it across lifetimes. This is the love your heart has been preparing for, the love that will finally make you feel at home after wandering through the cosmos, searching for what has always been meant for you. This love is not just for your personal fulfillment. It is deeply intertwined with your divine mission. The person who is coming into your life is not just a romantic partner, they are your divine counterpart. Together, your energies will merge, creating a powerful force that will not only uplift your lives but will ripple out into the world, serving the collective consciousness in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The signs have already been appearing in your life. You've felt the subtle shifts in energy. You've noticed synchronicities, the repeated numbers, the strange yet familiar faces, the feelings of anticipation. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs left by the universe, guiding you toward this sacred union. Trust in what is unfolding, for it is greater than anything you've ever imagined. As a chosen one, the love you are about to experience is not an ordinary connection. This is a sacred union, a spiritual contract that was written long before you incarnated into this lifetime. It is a bond that transcends the physical world, merging the energies of two souls who have journeyed together across many lifetimes, evolving, learning, and preparing for this divine moment. This sacred union is about more than personal happiness or romantic fulfillment. It is about fulfilling a higher purpose. The love that is entering your life has the power to elevate not only your soul, but also the collective consciousness. It is a divine partnership, blessed and guided by the universe itself. You and your counterpart have been on separate journeys, each of you facing your own lessons, challenges, and healing. The universe has been orchestrating your individual paths, preparing both of you for the moment when you would be ready to reunite. The timing had to be perfect. You had to reach a certain level of spiritual readiness, just as your counterpart had to do the same. When this union manifests, you will feel an immediate sense of recognition. There will be a deep knowing, a familiarity that goes beyond physical attraction or emotional connection. It will be a soul-level bond, a merging of energies that speaks to the deepest parts of your being. This is not a connection that is bound by the limitations of the earthly plane. It is not about fulfilling your human needs for companionship or validation. This love is spiritual in nature. It is about the merging of two souls who have been destined to come together for a greater purpose. As you come into this sacred union, you may feel as though the universe itself is conspiring to bring the two of you together. Signs, synchronicities, and divine guidance will abound. Pay attention to the signals around you, for they are leading you directly to your counterpart. But with this divine connection comes great responsibility. The union of chosen ones is not without its challenges. This is a love that will push you to grow, to evolve, and to step fully into your spiritual mission. You are not just coming together for personal joy. You are coming together to serve a higher purpose, to be a beacon of divine love in a world that desperately needs healing. The intensity of this connection may feel overwhelming at times. Divine love is powerful, and it will bring to the surface any unresolved fears, insecurities, or wounds that need to be healed. But know that this is all part of the process. The universe is asking you to trust in the love that is coming to you, to surrender to the divine plan, and to embrace the transformation that this union will bring. Even though this sacred union is on its way, the universe is asking you to take this time to prepare. You are on the cusp of something extraordinary, but before this love can fully manifest, there is still inner work to be done. You've already come so far, but now is the time to fine-tune your energy, to align yourself fully with the love that is about to enter your life. This preparation is not about taking action in the external world. It is about going within. The universe is asking you to clear away any lingering doubts, fears, or unresolved emotions that may still be holding you back. This is the time to release the baggage of the past, to let go of any old wounds or traumas that cannot accompany you into this sacred union. One of the most important aspects of this preparation is learning to love yourself fully. You cannot expect to experience divine love if you are not aligned with that love within yourself. Self-love is the foundation upon which this sacred union will be built. If there are still parts of yourself that you reject or criticize, now is the time to heal those parts. This is a time for deep reflection, for meditation, and for aligning your energy with the divine love that is already making its way toward you. The universe is clearing the path, removing any obstacles or situations that no longer serve your highest good. You may notice shifts in your external reality, relationships or circumstances falling away as new ones come into your life. Trust in this process. Take this time to get clear about your intentions. What kind of love are you ready to receive? What kind of partner are you ready to become? Be honest with yourself, and don't be afraid to dream big. The universe is ready to deliver exactly what your soul desires, but you must first be clear about what that is. As you do this inner work, you will feel a shift in your energy. You will begin to feel lighter, more aligned, and more open to receiving the love that is already on its way to you. You may even start to sense your counterpart's energy as though they are already with you in spirit. This is a sign that the union is close, that the time for divine love is almost here. Trust in the process. You are exactly where you need to be. The moment you have been preparing for is finally here. After all the inner work, all the healing, and all the waiting, the love that was written in the stars for you is arriving. It may not happen in the way you expect, or at the time you anticipate, but divine love works in mysterious ways. It transcends time and space, arriving exactly when it is meant to, even if it defies logic or expectation. You've spent so long wondering if this kind of love was even possible. You've endured heartbreak, disappointment, and maybe even feelings of abandonment. But all of that was simply preparation for this divine connection. Every experience, every lesson, every moment of growth has led you to this point. When this love arrives, it will not be subtle. It will be like a tidal wave crashing into your life with such force that it washes away all your doubts, fears, and hesitations. It will be undeniable, unmistakable, and so powerful that it transforms the way you see yourself and the world around you. Before you even meet this person in the physical realm, you will feel their presence. It will be an intuitive knowing, a deep sense that something extraordinary is about to happen. This is not the usual feeling of excitement or anticipation. It is a profound recognition, a soul-level understanding that the love you've been waiting for is about to manifest. When you finally come face-to-face with your divine counterpart, the connection will be instantaneous. There will be no need for explanations or introductions. Your souls will recognize each other immediately, as though you have known each other for eons, because in truth, you have. This love has been guiding you across lifetimes, and now, it has finally arrived. This divine love will not only transform your heart, it will transform your entire existence. It will awaken parts of your soul that you never knew existed. It will challenge you, push you, and inspire you to become the highest version of yourself. Together, you and your counterpart will be a force of nature, a beacon of divine love and light in a world that desperately needs healing. In this sacred union, the power of two is beyond anything you've ever experienced. When two chosen ones come together, Their combined energy creates a force that is unstoppable. Together, you and your divine counterpart are capable of shifting realities, changing timelines, and manifesting your highest dreams. This love is not just for your personal fulfillment. It is a love that has been divinely orchestrated to serve a higher purpose. The universe has brought you together, not only to uplift your own lives, but also to elevate the collective consciousness. The love you share is a gift, not just to each other, but to the world. As you step into this divine partnership, you will begin to see how powerful you are together. Every action you take, every word you speak will carry the energy of your sacred union. This love will ignite a fire within both of you, a passion for life and for your divine mission that will propel you forward in ways you've never imagined. Together, you and your counterpart will be able to manifest your dreams with ease. The universe will conspire to bring opportunities, people, and resources into your lives to support your divine mission. This is the power of divine love in action, the power to co-create with the universe and to bring forth a new reality. But this mission is not just about what you accomplish externally, it is also about your own continued spiritual growth. Even though you have come together in this sacred union, your journey is far from over. In fact, it is just beginning. Together, you will continue to evolve, pushing each other to new heights of consciousness and deeper levels of understanding. While divine love is a gift beyond measure, it is not without its challenges. This is not an ordinary connection, and it will not follow the typical patterns of earthly relationships. The intensity of this love will push you to confront parts of yourself that you may have kept hidden or ignored. It will bring to the surface old wounds, fears, and insecurities that still need healing. In many ways, this sacred union will act as a mirror, reflecting back to you the areas where you still need growth and transformation. This can be difficult to face at times, especially when it feels like the person you love the most is triggering your deepest fears. But understand that this is not happening to hurt you. It is happening to heal you. Divine love is a powerful force that shines light into the darkest corners of your soul. It offers you the opportunity to confront and release the shadows that have been holding you back. The love you share with your counterpart will be both a source of immense healing and a catalyst for profound growth. You may find that old patterns of self-doubt or unworthiness resurface as you navigate this intense connection. You may question whether you are truly deserving of such a profound love or whether you are capable of maintaining a relationship that is so deeply spiritual and emotionally charged. These doubts are natural, and they are part of the spiritual growth that this union is meant to catalyze. Remember, you have been chosen for this love. You are more than capable of receiving it, nurturing it, and growing it into something powerful. The universe is asking you to trust in the process, to trust in yourself, and to trust in your counterpart. Now that you have stepped into this sacred union, it is time to focus on the mission that you and your counterpart are meant to fulfill together. This union is not just about the love you share with each other. It is about the work you are here to do as a team. The universe has brought you together for a reason, and that reason extends far beyond your personal happiness. As chosen ones, you and your divine counterpart have a unique mission to fulfill. You are here to uplift humanity, to raise the vibration of the planet, and to bring healing and light to the world. Together, you are a force of nature, a beacon of divine love that will inspire and guide others on their own spiritual journeys. Your mission may involve healing work, spiritual teaching, or creative expression. Whatever it is, know that the universe has equipped both of you with the tools, talents, and spiritual gifts needed to fulfill this mission. Your sacred union has amplified these gifts, and now it is time to use them in service to the greater good. As you move forward on this path, stay connected to Source and to each other. The love you share is your greatest strength, and it will guide you through any challenges that arise. Together, you are unstoppable, and the work you are here to do will have a profound impact on the collective consciousness. Remember, divine love is not just about personal fulfillment, it is about transformation. You are being called into something far greater than yourself, something that will shift not only your reality, but also the energy of those around you. As we come to the end of this journey, remember that divine love is not a fleeting experience. It is a lifetime commitment to growth, healing, and transformation. You are being called into a sacred union that will test, heal, and elevate you to new heights of consciousness. The love that is coming to you is not just about personal joy. It is about fulfilling your divine mission, about stepping into your highest potential alongside your counterpart. This is the love you have been waiting for, the love that will bring you back to the truth of who you are, a divine being chosen by the universe to fulfill a higher purpose. There will be moments when the intensity of this connection feels overwhelming, but that is because you are being pushed to evolve into your highest self. The universe doesn't place such a profound love in your life without knowing that you are capable of receiving it, nurturing it, and growing it into something powerful. If you've made it to the end of this message, it's a sign that you are truly ready for this divine love. You are ready for the transformation that it will bring. You are ready to step into your divine purpose alongside your counterpart. So, as you leave this space, hold on to the energy we've shared here. Replay this message to absorb its vibrations. Comment with 77 to affirm your readiness to receive this divine love. Like and subscribe to Inner Mystics to stay connected to your spiritual journey. The love you've been waiting for is on its way, and it is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Until next time, chosen ones, continue your journey in love and light. There comes a moment in life when you realize that the chains you've been bound by were never your own. They were forged from the fears, insecurities, and desires of someone else. For some, this epiphany arrives in a quiet moment of reflection. For others, it crashes in like a storm, tearing apart the illusions that once held sway over their lives. But no matter how it arrives, one thing is certain. It marks the beginning of a profound transformation, a journey from bondage to freedom, from darkness to light. This is not just a personal struggle. It's a spiritual awakening. It's about reclaiming your power, the power that was always yours but was buried beneath the weight of someone else's expectations, manipulations, and control. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, clarity, and the willingness to confront deep-rooted beliefs about yourself and the people you hold dear. And for many, the person who casts the longest shadow is their mother. For years, you may not have realized the subtle ways in which your mother exerted control over you. Her words of caution, her sighs of disappointment, her veiled criticisms. Each one was a thread in a web designed to keep you small, to tether you to her vision of who you should be. But the truth is, those threads were never about love or protection. They were about control, fear, and insecurity. And now, as you awaken to this truth, you begin to see the web for what it is, a cage built from the inside out, one that you have the power to dismantle. From childhood, there was always a voice in your ear, a quiet but persistent presence that whispered not of encouragement, but of control. It was more than just advice. It was a narrative carefully crafted to keep you small, tethered, and dependent. This wasn't just a protective instinct gone astray. It was a manipulation masked as guidance, laced with fear and guilt, ensuring you never strayed too far from her grasp. Think back to every time she dismissed your dreams with a sigh or met your excitement with a sharp, disapproving glance. Remember how her words seemed to wrap around your thoughts, twisting them until you second-guessed every decision, every moment of joy, every glimmer of independence. This was the spell she cast. Not with the flick of a wand, but with every carefully chosen word, every veiled criticism, every comparison that left you feeling less than. Her goal was clear, to keep you tethered to her version of who you were supposed to be, forever in her shadow, never stepping fully into your own light. But the spell was not just in the words she spoke. It was in the tone she used, the look she gave, the silence that filled the air after your successes were met with indifference. It was in the way she constantly reminded you of how much she had sacrificed, making you feel as though your every step forward was somehow a betrayal of her efforts. These were the threads she wove into the fabric of your being, threads that tightened around your spirit every time you dared to shine. Over time, the once impenetrable threads of her control began to fray, not because she loosened her grip, but because you began to see the cracks in the reality she had constructed around you. There was a quiet storm brewing inside you, a sense of something deeply wrong that you could no longer ignore. It was a feeling that you were meant for more, that your life had a purpose far beyond the limitations she had imposed upon you. Every time she questioned your choices as though they were failures of her own, every time she dismissed your victories as insignificant, you felt the chains tighten. But something was changing. What once felt like loving concern now revealed itself as fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of watching you outgrow her influence. Fear of seeing you step into a power that had never belonged to her. It was as if a veil had been lifted, and you began to see her actions for what they truly were. Not guidance, but attempts to keep you small. Not protection, but an effort to control. Her criticisms, once piercing and painful, now served only to expose her own insecurities. Her attempts to clip your wings were less about your well-being and more about her fear of losing the grip she thought she had on your life. The spell she had so carefully woven was unraveling. With every realization, every moment of clarity, her words lost their power. You saw through her manipulations, recognizing them not as truths, but as chains designed to bind you to a version of yourself that served her needs, not your destiny. The storm within you grew, not of anger, but of awakening. You were no longer the pliable child she could mold at will. You were becoming aware, conscious, and strong. Then came the turning point, a moment so quiet yet so powerful that it shifted the entire balance of power. You stood at the edge of a breakthrough, an opportunity that would change everything, a chance to step into a life she had always deemed too big, too bold, too beyond what she had envisioned for you. The excitement surged through you, but this time, you didn't run to her for approval. You held your joy close, shielded it from the storm of negativity you knew she would unleash. It wasn't fear that held your tongue, it was strength. You knew that sharing this joy with her would mean watching her dismantle it piece by piece, just as she had done with so many of your dreams before. This decision marked a quiet rebellion, a defiant choice to protect your own light from the darkness of her disapproval. For the first time, you chose your path over her validation, and in that silence, the spell began to break. You realized her power over you had always been an illusion, one sustained by your need for her approval, a need she had carefully cultivated. She had made you believe that your victories were hollow without her praise, but now you saw it clearly. Her validation was nothing more than another tool to keep you tethered. In that pivotal moment, you reclaimed your destiny. Her disapproving looks and dismissive words no longer defined you. You stopped shrinking yourself to fit into the small, suffocating box she had crafted, and in doing so, you shattered the chains that had bound you for so long. The spell was breaking, and with every step forward, you felt the weight lift. As you moved forward, something profound began to happen. The very energy she had used to keep you confined now turned against her. What she had once wielded as power was slipping through her fingers, reversing in a way she never anticipated. Every time she tried to reassert control, to pull you back under her influence, she found herself grasping at shadows, her old tactics now powerless. The spell had reversed and it was binding her. The sharpness of her tone, the manipulative guilt trips, the subtle digs meant to undermine your confidence, they no longer reached you. Instead, they reflected back onto her, highlighting her own fears and insecurities. Her attempts to clip your wings now left her entangled in the very web she had spun, each thread tightening around her. Not you. She watched from the sidelines as you soared higher, each achievement, each moment of peace and self-realization, a testament to the strength she could no longer deny. Her criticisms, once venomous and capable of cutting deep, now held no power. They fell into a void, unacknowledged and irrelevant. The control she once exercised over your every move was gone, evaporated in the light of your awakening. And then came the realization, the moment her facade began to crack. You could see it in her eyes, the flicker of panic she tried to disguise as frustration. She understood what had happened. The power had shifted, and she was now the one struggling to maintain control. Her once firm grip on your decisions had slipped, and no matter how desperately she tried to pull you back, it was futile. The reversal was complete, and the consequences of her actions began to unfold. The life she had constructed so carefully, built on manipulation and control, started to crumble under its own weight. Her health faltered, as though her own body was rebelling against the venom she had cast toward you. Relationships she had maintained with the same manipulative threads began to fray, exposing the loneliness she had so desperately tried to mask. Her financial security, once a stronghold, now teetered on the brink, as though the universe itself had grown tired of her greed. The walls she had built to contain you were now closing in on her, suffocating her in the same way she had sought to suffocate your spirit. She found herself grappling with setbacks she could no longer control, each one a mirror reflecting back the harm she had tried to inflict upon you. It wasn't that you wished her ill. You simply watched with clarity as the natural consequences of her actions unfolded. The energy she had poured into keeping you small now turned inward, leaving her to confront the emptiness of her own making. Every attempt she made to regain control only served to tighten the noose around her own intentions. The very spells she had relied on to keep you tethered were now her undoing. She tried to wield the old tricks, pulling at the emotional strings she once knew so well, but they no longer had the desired effect. The guilt trips, the accusations, the reminders of her sacrifices, they fell flat, their impact dulled by the clarity you had gained. The veil had been lifted, and what once held you captive now held no sway over you. The final break was not loud or dramatic. It was a quiet severing of ties that happened deep within you, a shift so monumental that it redefined everything. It was the point at which her manipulations no longer affected you, where the weight she once held over your life evaporated, leaving only the clarity of your own strength. You had done the work, healed the wounds she created, and now her scars were nothing more than reminders of battles you had already won. Her power was gone, not because she released it, but because you took it back. You were no longer bound by the chains of guilt, fear, or obligation that once defined your relationship. The moment she truly lost was not one she would even recognize. It was the moment you stopped needing anything from her. No validation, no approval, no acknowledgement. Her control over your life had ended not with a fight, but with the quiet, unshakable truth that you no longer cared. Perhaps it was at a family gathering, during a routine phone call, or in one last desperate attempt to pull you back. She tried again, grasping at the final threads of control, but this time, you were different. Her words, once so heavy, now drifted past you like leaves on the wind. You saw through her, each attempt exposed as nothing more than a last-ditch effort to reclaim a power that had never truly been hers. She could sense it too, though she would never admit it. The distance between you was no longer physical, but it was vast and undeniable. Her attempts to wound you, to pull you back into the familiar patterns of emotional cage building, were futile. You remained still, unshaken, as her words dissolved into nothing. The guilt that had once wrapped itself around you like a chain now broke apart at your feet. You didn't need to defend yourself. Your silence was louder than any rebuttal. You walked away, whether physically or emotionally, unscathed by her last desperate attempt. The spell was shattered, and with it, any hold she thought she had over you. You were free, and for the first time, she was left to grapple with the hollow remains of her broken control. Her influence was a distant memory, crumbling under the weight of your self-realization. This victory was not just about breaking free from her control. It was about reclaiming your autonomy, your voice, and your truth. You were no longer living in the shadow of her manipulation. Every step you took was yours. Every decision guided by your inner strength rather than external expectations. Her attempts to hold you back had only served to highlight how far you had come. The chains that once held you were broken, and you walked forward unburdened, stronger, and more resilient than ever. You no longer sought her permission to thrive. You no longer needed her to confirm your worth. You had found your strength within, and that inner power was a light she could never extinguish. Now is the time to share your story. How did you break free from the spells others tried to cast on you? How did you reclaim your power and rise above the manipulation? Your triumph is not just a personal victory, it is a beacon for others who are still struggling to free themselves. By sharing your experience, you become a guiding light, helping others recognize their own strength. The spell has been broken and you are free. Free from the chains of manipulation, free from the weight of someone else's expectations, and free to live your life on your terms. This is the ultimate victory, not over your mother, but over the limitations that once held you back. You have reclaimed your power, and with it, your future. The path ahead is yours to shape, and the possibilities are endless. No longer bound by the need for validation or approval, you are free to pursue your dreams, to follow your intuition, and to live in alignment with your true self. The journey of breaking free from the spell of manipulation is not easy, but it is worth it. It requires courage, clarity, and a deep commitment to yourself. But as you walk this path, you will find that the rewards are greater than you could have ever imagined. You are no longer defined by the shadows of your past. You stand tall in your own light, unshaken, unstoppable, and untouchable. The power has always been yours, and now it is undeniable. This is your time, your life, and your truth. Embrace it fully, and watch as the world opens up before you. Now is the time to share your story. How did you break free from the spells others tried to cast on you? How did you reclaim your power and rise above the manipulation? Your triumph is not just a personal victory, it is a beacon for others who are still struggling to free themselves. By sharing your experience, you become a guiding light, helping others recognize their own strength. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Your presence here shows your courage and your desire to grow beyond the shadows of the past. If this video resonated with you, if it inspired you to see your worth and reclaim your power, please consider subscribing to our channel. Join us on this journey of healing, self-discovery, and empowerment. By subscribing, you not only support this community but also ensure that you never miss out on more content designed to uplift and inspire. My friends, remember that the spell is broken. You are free, and the future is yours to create. The world often operates on perceptions, on the surface of things. People look at your age, your appearance, and assume that they know your limitations. They see youth as a synonym for inexperience, and they mistake your patience for weakness. But the truth is that your spirit is far older than your years. Your soul carries within it the weight of lifetimes, forged in the fires of adversity, strengthened by trials, and illuminated by divine wisdom. You are not bound by the narrow confines of this lifetime, nor by the judgments of those who are blind to your true power. When they dismiss you as naive, they fail to see that your strength does not come from earthly knowledge alone. It is a gift from the divine. You are chosen, handpicked by the Creator long before you took your first breath in this world. The journey you walk is not one dictated by the fleeting perceptions of others, but by the eternal hand of God guiding your every step. Every moment of underestimation, every slight, every attempt to undermine you has been woven into a divine plan far beyond what they can comprehend. And soon, they will see the truth. They will witness the power of God manifesting through you. Throughout your journey, your youthful appearance has been both a gift and a challenge. It's a gift in the sense that it reflects the powerful energy that flows from within. You possess a light, an unmistakable glow that makes you seem untouched by the harshness of the world, as though time itself respects your essence. Yet on the other hand, it is a challenge, because this same youthful visage leads many to underestimate you. They see only the surface, judging by appearance alone, and mistakenly believe that you lack the depth and wisdom that age typically bestows. In their eyes, youth equates to inexperience, to being untested, unwise, and easily manipulated. But what they fail to recognize is that age is not the sole marker of wisdom. Your spirit carries the weight of ages. You were chosen long before you entered this world, a being of profound knowledge, imbued with ancient truths that defy the limitations of time. Your spirit is vibrant, timeless, and constantly renewed by a connection to the divine that surpasses the understanding of those around you. They thought they could mess with you. They assumed their whispers, their manipulation, their attempts to undermine your strength would go unnoticed or unchallenged. After all, in their eyes, you were but a youth, and youth is often easy prey. But oh, how mistaken they were. Beneath the surface lies a power they could never have anticipated, a divine force that dismantles their illusions and reveals the truth. God has never left your side, and in every moment of belittlement, every attempt to step over you, the divine plan was already in motion, working to reveal the truth of who you are. They looked at you and saw someone too young to understand, too inexperienced to matter. What they didn't realize was that every condescending smirk, every dismissive glance, and every undermining action only fueled the divine plan that had been quietly unfolding behind the scenes. For you are not merely your age or appearance. You are a chosen one, entrusted with wisdom that transcends time and space. While they played their games, thinking they could take advantage of what they perceived as weakness, you were operating on a different plane altogether, guided by a force far greater than their shallow judgments. In your workplace, in your social circles, perhaps even within your own family, they've tried the same tired tactics. They've taken credit for your ideas, thinking you would stay silent. They've whispered behind your back, confident that your voice held no weight. They've acted as though their seniority, their age, or their worldly achievements somehow gave them the right to dismiss you. But what they fail to grasp is that while they scramble for status and validation, you are grounded in something infinitely more powerful, the guidance of the divine. When the critical moment arrived and everyone was scrambling for solutions, it was you who stood firm, rooted in the ancient wisdom that flows through your veins. You didn't just present an innovative plan, you laid it out with such conviction, such quiet strength, that the room fell silent. The very people who had sought to dismiss you were now watching in disbelief as your ideas began to flourish. Their empty boasts crumbled into dust, and all that remained was the undeniable truth that you are a force to be reckoned with, someone whose wisdom cannot be dismissed simply because of youthful appearance. The divine spark within you had made itself known, and there was no going back. The room had been silenced not by noise, but by the undeniable power of your presence. What they didn't understand and still struggle to comprehend is that your youthful appearance is not a mere physical trait. It is a direct reflection of the divine energy that radiates from within you. It's not just your skin or your features that make you appear younger. It's the light you carry, the vibrancy of your spirit that defies the normal limits of the human condition. Your connection to the source, to the eternal, keeps your spirit vibrant and alive. Every time you walk in faith, every time you release old wounds, shed the weight of negativity, and trust in the divine, you allow that radiant energy to flow more freely through you, revitalizing your body and soul. This is why, while others may age with time, your essence remains ageless. You possess the wisdom of the ancients, yet you still carry the playfulness and wonder of youth. This inner harmony between wisdom and wonder reflects outward, giving you that undeniable glow that others can't help but notice. They might try to explain it away as good genes or luck, but deep down, you know it's something far more powerful than that. It's the divine energy within you, the same energy that has sustained the universe since the beginning of time. People often see youthful looks as a fleeting gift, something that will inevitably fade with time. But what they fail to see is that for you, this youthful appearance is not bound by the same laws as others. Time may pass, but it cannot touch the eternal energy that sustains you. You are a chosen one, and the divine has seen fit to bless you with a presence that defies the expectations of the world. Others may see youth and mistake it for weakness, but you know that your appearance is a disguise, a surface-level trait that hides the power of an ancient soul. They think they can mess with you. They think they can belittle you or manipulate you because they assume your youthful energy is unformed, naive, and easy to sway. What they don't realize is that beneath this youthful exterior lies a spirit that has been tempered by wisdom far beyond their grasp. You are not playing by their rules. While they try to undermine you, unaware of the divine shield that surrounds you, God is already 10 steps ahead, whispering their intentions to your soul before they've even had a chance to act. You are protected in ways they cannot see. Every subtle insult, every attempt to strike at your reputation, is deflected by a force they will never understand. The same hands that crafted the heavens hold you steady, and no amount of scheming or jealousy can penetrate this divine safeguard. They think they can manipulate you, thinking that your inexperience will leave you blind to their deception. But what they don't know is that God has already given you discernment, far sharper than they could ever anticipate. You see their games for what they are. You sense the undercurrents of betrayal in your circle, the whispering shadows of those who seek to undermine you. Someone you once trusted is quietly trying to sabotage you, spreading lies and hoping to watch you fall from a distance. They think they can play you, that you are too oblivious to notice the cracks they're trying to create in your relationships. But what they don't know is that God has already revealed their intentions to you. You are always 10 steps ahead, not because you've plotted revenge, but because you are operating on divine timing, a force that unravels their schemes before they even take root. Without even needing to confront the situation, the truth begins to rise to the surface. Those who were once swayed by rumors and deception now find themselves seeking your perspective directly. They begin to see through the lies, realizing that the stories they were fed were nothing but smoke and shadows. The truth has a way of surfacing when God is in control, and you didn't have to lift a finger to defend yourself. The divine force surrounding you ensured that the deception unraveled itself, revealing the truth for all to see. This is how God works in your life. He takes the plans of those who seek to harm you and turns them into nothingness. Their schemes backfire in ways they never expected, not because you manipulated the situation, but because your trust in the divine allowed the truth to rise on its own. They thought they could destroy your reputation, but in their attempts, they only exposed their own character. You walk in divine protection, and every day it becomes clearer to those who once underestimated you. No weapon formed against you can succeed. They might see youth, but you know that this is merely the surface. What runs beneath is the power of an ancient soul, guided and protected by forces far beyond their understanding. Time and time again, they've tried to bring you down, to belittle you, but each time they fail to realize that you are operating on a different level altogether. You are not bound by their rules, nor are you at the mercy of their judgments. God has already laid the path of victory at your feet, and no matter how many times they try to trip you, you will continue to rise. They've tried to rush you, mock your patience, and question why things haven't moved faster for you. To them, it seems like you've been standing still while the world moves forward. But what they fail to understand is that God's timing is flawless. They see delay as failure, but you know that every moment of waiting has been deliberate, every pause intentional. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, moving according to a rhythm that only divine hands can orchestrate. While others scramble ahead, desperate for validation and quick results, You've been quietly building, trusting in the divine plan that has been unfolding for you all along. God has been using this time to refine you, to prepare you for the magnitude of blessings that are about to flood your life. What appeared to be delay in their eyes was, in reality, a period of strengthening, a time for you to be sharpened, positioned for the exact moment when everything would fall into place. They thought you were waiting in vain, but they couldn't have been more wrong. Every day that passed without the breakthrough you sought was not a punishment. It was divine preparation. You were being made ready for something far beyond what they could comprehend, and now that the time has come, the elevation is undeniable. Those who rushed ahead, desperate for quick victories, now find themselves watching in disbelief as God lifts you higher than they ever imagined possible. When God moves, He moves in ways that make the efforts of men seem insignificant by comparison. Suddenly, without warning, the door opens. The opportunity you've been waiting for arrives, and it is so perfectly aligned with your heart, your purpose, and your calling that you know it was worth every second of waiting. It's not just an opportunity, it's a divine appointment, one that surpasses anything you could have planned for yourself. Paths that once seemed blocked are now wide open. The people who once pitied you, who looked down on you with condescension, are now standing in disbelief. They are watching as God multiplies your efforts 100-fold, thrusting you into spaces they could never reach, no matter how fast they scrambled. What they once saw as insignificance is now elevated to unimaginable heights. This is the power of divine timing, of divine multiplication. The seeds you planted in faith, the moments of selflessness and patience, are now bursting through the soil, growing at a rate that defies natural logic. What seemed small in their eyes has been blessed by God, and the elevation you are experiencing is a direct result of your unwavering trust in His plan. The same people who once disregarded your kindness, who overlooked your efforts, now stand in awe as blessings rain down upon you. You never sought validation, but the recognition that is coming your way will be undeniable. The same ones who ridiculed you for your patience, for your trust in God's timing, will now witness the magnitude of His favor in your life. You gave selflessly, not out of obligation, but because it was in your nature to care, to uplift, to support those around you. And now, all that you have given is coming back to you, multiplied in ways that will leave others speechless. This is the divine principle that governs the universe. Whatever you give with a pure heart returns to you in overflowing measure. God has been keeping a record of every sacrifice, every moment when you put others' needs above your own. He has seen the depth of your heart, the quiet strength behind your selflessness, and now He is pouring out blessings upon you that no one can deny. Those who underestimated you, who thought they could take advantage of your kindness, are now seeing the truth. Your youth was never a weakness. It was always a reflection of the divine energy that flows through you. Your kindness was never endless without consequence. It was the very strength that God has now exalted in full view of those who doubted you. As you step into the fullness of your calling, it will become clear to all that you are not just another face in the crowd. You are a chosen one, a vessel of divine wisdom, carrying the light of God within you. Your story of triumph in the face of doubt will serve as a beacon to others who have been similarly underestimated. You have shown the world that true power does not lie in appearances, but in the depth of one's connection to the divine. God has always seen your heart. He has always known your potential, long before the world took notice. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, those who once doubted you will be left speechless, watching as you step into spaces they never thought you would reach. The world may have seen youth, but God has always seen the truth. You were never bound by their judgments. You were always tied to a higher order, one where your good heart is the currency of elevation. And now, the world will see just how wrong they were. Your rise is not just a victory, it is a divine demonstration of what happens when you trust in God's timing, when you remain steadfast in your faith, and when you embrace the truth of who you are, a chosen one, radiant and timeless, empowered by the divine. The unshakable strength of the divine. The journey has not been easy, but it has always been guided by divine hands. You are not just a survivor of adversity. You are the embodiment of divine resilience. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of doubt or dismissal, has been part of the divine plan to shape you into the powerful being you are today. The world may have underestimated you, but God never did. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, it is time to share your story. Let others see the truth of what it means to be chosen, to rise against the odds, and to embody the divine wisdom that flows through you. You are not just youthful in appearance, you are ancient in wisdom, protected by God, and destined for greatness. The world will see the undeniable truth. You are a chosen one, and no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. The divine plan is unfolding, and your rise has only just begun. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. Your time and presence here mean more than words can express. If this message has resonated with you, inspired you, or touched a part of your soul, please consider subscribing to Inner Mystics. By joining this community, you become part of a circle that seeks to uplift, empower, and explore the profound mysteries of the Spirit together. Let's continue to walk this path, embracing the divine wisdom within us all. Thank you for being here, and may you always rise with the light of your calling. Have you ever felt a quiet whisper in the depths of your soul, a subtle, yet persistent call pulling you towards something greater than yourself? A yearning, perhaps, to fulfill a higher purpose? Throughout history, this internal stirring has captivated the hearts of spiritual seekers, mystics, and prophets alike. They ponder, what does it mean to be one of God's chosen ones? How does the divine select those who are called upon for a sacred mission? Is it an immutable destiny, or is it a path we consciously choose as we journey through life? In today's exploration, we will unveil 7 profound secrets about how God chooses His chosen ones. These divine mysteries are not just abstract concepts, but sacred truths that, when understood, can transform your spiritual journey and deepen your connection with the divine. As we embark on this exploration, let us reflect on the powerful words of the mystic Meister Eckhart, who said, "The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love." This statement points us toward the mysterious union between the divine and the chosen. It reveals that to be chosen by God is not about external merit or arbitrary selection, but about an intimate, transcendent connection. This connection is far deeper than the mind can comprehend, a sacred alignment of love, will, and purpose. So, are you ready to discover how God's chosen ones are selected? Let us dive deep into these divine secrets and unlock the mysteries that have been hidden for centuries. Before we unravel the 7 divine secrets, we must first understand the nature of being chosen. Many people wrongly assume that being chosen by God is a form of favoritism, where certain individuals are singled out above others due to superior qualities or deeds. However, this assumption could not be further from the truth. God's selection is not based on merit in the traditional sense. It is not about who is better, more righteous, or more deserving. Instead, it is about alignment. To be chosen by God is to be in a state of receptivity, where your soul resonates with the divine's will and purpose. This alignment is not something that can be manufactured or forced. It is a natural spiritual connection that arises from deep within. It's like 2 strings on a harp, vibrating in harmony, producing a resonance that can only be described as divine. When this resonance occurs, the individual becomes a vessel for divine grace, wisdom, and love. They are chosen not because they are superior, but because they are uniquely equipped to fulfill a specific sacred mission. This divine selection is less about who you are on the outside, and more about the internal alignment of your heart with God's will. The first divine secret is that being chosen by God begins with a call to the heart. This call is not a loud proclamation from the heavens, nor is it an external command. Instead, it is a quiet, almost imperceptible stirring in the depths of your soul. It is an inner invitation that draws you toward a higher purpose, often when you least expect it. This divine call may come during a time of deep contemplation, in the quiet moments of solitude, or even in the midst of great joy or sorrow. It can appear as a sense of longing, an unquenchable thirst to know more about the mysteries of life and the universe. For others, it may manifest as an unsettling feeling that their current path is not aligned with their true purpose. There may be a gnawing realization that there is something greater awaiting them, a spiritual quest that cannot be ignored. What sets this call apart is that it speaks directly to the heart, bypassing the ego and intellect. It is not driven by external rewards like fame, success, or recognition. Rather, it comes from an inner knowing that something sacred awaits, and that the individual is meant to play a role in fulfilling it. Those who are truly chosen cannot easily dismiss this call. It echoes within their hearts, growing stronger with each passing day. Eventually, they feel compelled to answer it, stepping onto a path that leads them deeper into the mysteries of the divine. But here lies an important distinction. Not everyone who hears the call responds to it. Many feel the subtle stirrings of this divine invitation, but choose to ignore it due to fear, doubt, or the distractions of daily life. However, those who are truly chosen, those whose souls are in alignment with the divine, cannot turn away. The call becomes too powerful, too insistent to deny. It is here that the journey of the chosen begins. Once the call to the heart is answered, the second divine secret reveals itself, the purification process. This process is often misunderstood, as it is not merely about moral cleansing or outward righteousness. Instead, it is a deep spiritual refinement that prepares the chosen ones for their divine mission. When someone is chosen by God, they are called to reflect the divine light in its purest form. But before this light can shine through them, the clouds of ego, fear, and attachment must be cleared away. These clouds, accumulated over years of conditioning and past experiences, obscure the true brilliance of the soul. The purification process is designed to remove these obstructions, allowing the chosen ones to serve as clear, unobstructed vessels for divine wisdom and love. This process can be intense and challenging. It often requires facing the shadows within, the unresolved traumas, the deep-seated fears, and the limiting beliefs that have shaped their identity. These hidden aspects of the self are like anchors, holding the chosen ones back from their full potential. But through purification, these anchors are brought to the surface, allowing them to be healed, released, and transformed. This phase of the journey can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. It is not uncommon for the chosen ones to experience periods of deep introspection, where they must confront the parts of themselves that they have long avoided. Yet it is through this confrontation that true healing takes place. Purification is not a punishment. It is a sacred process of shedding the old, so the soul can radiate with the full brilliance of its divine purpose. As the purification process unfolds, the third divine secret begins to emerge: the awakening of spiritual gifts. These gifts are not random talents or abilities, but are spiritual faculties bestowed upon the chosen ones to help them fulfill their divine mission. While every soul has inherent spiritual potential, the chosen ones often possess heightened or specialized gifts that align with their purpose. Spiritual gifts can take many forms. Some chosen ones may discover they have the gift of healing, the ability to channel divine energy to bring about physical, emotional, or spiritual restoration in others. Others may possess the gift of prophecy, receiving visions or insights about future events that guide individuals or communities with divine wisdom. Still others may have the gift of discernment, allowing them to perceive the true nature of situations or people, seeing beyond the surface to the spiritual realities at play. The awakening of these gifts is closely tied to the purification process. As the chosen ones release the layers of ego and attachment, their spiritual faculties begin to emerge with greater clarity and power. These gifts are not new. They are latent abilities that have always existed within the soul, waiting for the right conditions to be activated. The purification process creates these conditions, allowing the gifts to rise to the surface and be used in service to the divine mission. For many, this awakening can be both exhilarating and disorienting. The chosen ones may suddenly find themselves aware of energies, thoughts, or emotions that they were previously oblivious to. They may receive intuitive insights or messages that challenge their previous understanding of reality. This expansion of awareness requires adjustment, as the chosen ones learn to manage their newfound abilities and integrate them into their daily lives. It's essential to understand that these spiritual gifts are not for personal gain or recognition. They are divine tools, given to serve a higher purpose. The chosen ones must learn to use them wisely, with humility and compassion, always in alignment with the divine will. In doing so, they fulfill their sacred mission and contribute to the upliftment of humanity. The fourth divine secret introduces us to one of the most profound mysteries in the spiritual journey, the delicate interplay between destiny and free will. Many people struggle to reconcile these two seemingly contradictory forces: destiny, which implies a predetermined path, and free will, which suggests personal choice. Yet for the chosen ones, these forces are not in opposition. Rather, they dance together in a harmonious relationship that guides them toward their divine mission. Destiny, in the spiritual sense, refers to the soul's overarching plan, its blueprint for evolution. This plan outlines the key experiences, challenges, and opportunities that the soul will encounter during its earthly journey. For the chosen ones, this destiny often involves significant roles in guiding, healing, or uplifting others. Their lives are woven into the greater tapestry of the divine plan, which seeks to bring humanity into greater alignment with love, truth, and harmony. However, destiny is not a rigid script. It is more like a map, offering a general outline of the path while allowing for personal expression and choice along the way. This is where free will comes into play. The chosen ones have the freedom to make decisions that can either bring them closer to fulfilling their divine mission or lead them away from it. Every choice they make is a brushstroke on the canvas of their destiny, contributing to the overall picture of their spiritual journey. One of the greatest challenges for the chosen ones is to discern between the guidance of destiny and the distractions of the ego. The ego often seeks comfort, security, and validation, desires that can pull the chosen ones away from their true purpose. In contrast, the call of destiny often requires sacrifice, courage, and faith, qualities that the ego may resist. The chosen ones must learn to distinguish between these two voices, choosing the path that aligns with their higher purpose, even when it is difficult or uncertain. In doing so, they bring their destiny to life, not as passive recipients of fate, but as active co-creators with the divine. The fifth divine secret reveals one of the most vital tools for the chosen ones: the power of intuition and inner guidance. Intuition is often described as the voice of the soul, a direct line of communication between the individual and the divine. For the chosen ones, intuition is not just a helpful tool, it is an essential aspect of their journey. It allows them to access wisdom that transcends the limitations of the rational mind and guides them toward their divine purpose. Intuition manifests in various ways: through gut feelings, flashes of insight, dreams, or even synchronicities that seem too meaningful to be mere coincidence. The chosen ones often find that as they progress on their spiritual path, their intuition becomes stronger and more reliable. This is because they are constantly attuning themselves to the frequency of the divine, clearing away the noise of the ego and becoming more receptive to subtle energies. One of the most important lessons for the chosen ones is learning to trust their intuition. In a world that often values logic, reason, and external validation, relying on something as intangible as inner guidance can be challenging. However, intuition is a gift from the divine, a form of communication that goes beyond the physical world. The chosen ones must learn to honor this gift, to listen to their inner voice, and to act on its guidance, even when it goes against conventional wisdom or logic. The sixth divine secret centers on the transformative power of service and selflessness. While spiritual gifts and inner guidance are essential for the chosen ones, their ultimate purpose is not fulfilled in isolation. The true mission of the chosen ones lies in how they use their gifts to serve others. Service, in the context of the chosen ones, is not merely about performing good deeds or charitable acts. It is about living in a state of constant awareness of their role as instruments of the divine. It is about putting aside personal ambitions, desires, and even needs in order to fulfill a greater purpose. This does not mean neglecting oneself, but rather understanding that true fulfillment comes from contributing to the well-being of others. The chosen ones recognize that their spiritual gifts are not for their own glorification, but for the upliftment of humanity and the world. This selflessness is not merely an external act. It is a state of being. The chosen ones live with the awareness that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to make a significant impact on the collective consciousness. The final divine secret is perhaps the most mysterious of all, the mystery of divine timing. While the chosen ones may feel a sense of urgency to fulfill their mission, they must also learn to trust in the timing of the divine. This timing is not always in sync with human expectations, but it is always perfect in its alignment with the greater plan. Divine timing ensures that the chosen ones are prepared for the tasks they are called to undertake. There may be periods of waiting, during which they are being refined, tested, and prepared. These periods are essential, as they allow the chosen ones to develop the skills, wisdom, and resilience needed to fulfill their mission effectively. Trusting in divine timing requires patience and surrender. The chosen ones must release their attachment to specific outcomes and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. By aligning their free will with divine timing, they create a harmonious flow, where their actions are in perfect sync with the greater plan. As we conclude this journey through the 7 divine secrets, it becomes clear that being chosen by God is not a static state, but a dynamic, evolving path. It is a journey of deep transformation, where the soul continually grows, purifies, and aligns with the divine. Each of these secrets, beginning with the call to the heart, the purification process, the awakening of spiritual gifts, the balance of destiny and free will, the power of intuition, the importance of service, and the mystery of divine timing, forms the foundation of this sacred path. The chosen ones are not called to a life of ease, but to a life of purpose. They are tasked with embodying divine love, wisdom, and service in a world that deeply needs it. This path requires courage, humility, and a willingness to step into the unknown, guided by the hand of the divine. For those who feel the stirrings of this call within their own hearts, remember, you are not alone. The divine walks with you, guiding you, supporting you, and helping you fulfill your highest potential. Embrace your role as one of the chosen with love, faith, and trust, knowing that your journey, though challenging, is profoundly sacred and deeply transformative. If this exploration resonated with you, we invite you to engage further, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us continue to build a community of seekers, united in our quest for spiritual growth and alignment with the divine. Together, we can shine our light and make a lasting impact on the world. Stay blessed, and may your journey be filled with grace, wisdom, and divine love.
If you're here watching this, it's no coincidence. The universe has led you to this moment, a moment that holds the potential to unlock something deep within you, a truth that you've perhaps sensed but never fully understood. You didn't just stumble upon this video. You were guided here because there's something inside you that needs to be awakened. There are many chosen ones, but only a few among them are destined for something far greater. If this resonates with you, if you feel the energy in these words, then chances are you are among the most powerful chosen ones. You may have already felt it in your core. Your path is not like anyone else's. Even among other spiritually awakened souls, you stand apart. You possess a unique energy, a light that shines brighter, a purpose that is far-reaching and profound. There's a reason for the trials you've faced, the unusual experiences you've had, and the extraordinary resilience you've shown. These are not random events, but are part of your divine journey, shaping you into the spiritual leader you are meant to be. In this video, we will explore what it means to be one of the most powerful chosen ones. We will uncover the uncommon traits that set you apart, the challenges that have strengthened you, and the signs that confirm your sacred role in this world. By the end of this journey, you will not only recognize your immense power, but also learn how to fully embrace and step into it. To understand what makes you one of the most powerful chosen ones, we first need to explore what it means to be a chosen one in general. A chosen one is not just someone who feels spiritually inclined or who experiences moments of deep insight. No, a chosen one is someone selected by the universe, by a higher power, to fulfill a divine mission that transcends the material world. Being a chosen one means you are in tune with your spirituality in a way that others may find difficult to comprehend. You often feel a calling to guide others, to lead them toward their own awakening, and to help them navigate the complexities of life and spirit. There's an inner knowing, a deep sense that your existence is tied to a higher purpose, even if you're still unraveling exactly what that is. You are here not just to live your life, but to uplift humanity, to bring light where there is darkness, and to help elevate the collective consciousness. However, not all chosen ones are the same. While many are just beginning their journey, still learning their purpose, there are others who have fully awakened to their power. These individuals have surpassed the usual trials of spiritual growth and now operate on a higher plane of existence. These are the most powerful chosen ones, the rare few who are destined to lead not just the spiritually curious, but even other chosen ones. And if you're reading this, it's very likely that you are among this select group. Your role in the universe is far greater than you may have been led to believe. You are not here simply to inspire or to guide. You are here to transform the very fabric of reality. Your energy, your presence alone, shifts the dynamics of any space you enter. You've been given more challenges, more insight, and more spiritual responsibility because you are equipped to handle it. You are not just another chosen one. You are here to be a beacon for others, a force that can lead the spiritual revolution that the world so desperately needs. What makes you stand apart from the rest? There are certain traits that define the most powerful chosen ones, traits that are rare even among the spiritually awakened. These characteristics are what make you unique and what have prepared you for the sacred mission you are here to fulfill. Your intuition is not merely a gut feeling. It is a direct line of communication with the universe. You possess the ability to sense things without needing to be told. Whether it's the energy of a room, the emotional state of a person, or the unfolding of future events, you often know things before they happen. This heightened intuition is a guiding force in your life, steering you away from danger and toward opportunities that are aligned with your higher purpose. While others may doubt their instincts, you trust yours implicitly, knowing that this inner voice is connected to something much larger than yourself. This intuition allows you to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and wisdom, often helping others find their way as well. Unlike many who wander through life searching for meaning, you have always felt that your life holds a special purpose. Even if the details of this purpose have remained unclear, there has been a driving force within you, a pull toward something greater. This sense of destiny has kept you moving forward even when the path has been difficult or uncertain. This deep sense of purpose is what separates you from others. While they may be content with the status quo, you are constantly seeking more understanding, more growth, and more ways to fulfill your divine mission. The most powerful chosen ones are not strangers to hardship. In fact, your life may have been filled with more challenges and trials than most people could bear, but each time you were knocked down, you rose stronger. Your resilience is one of your greatest gifts. You have the ability to transform pain into wisdom and suffering into strength. This resilience is not just emotional, but also spiritual. You have faced dark nights of the soul, periods of isolation, and moments where you questioned everything, yet you emerged from these experiences more powerful than before. This is a defining trait of the most powerful chosen ones, the ability to not just survive adversity, but to thrive in its aftermath. Even when you don't seek to lead, others naturally look to you for guidance. Your energy is magnetic and people are drawn to your wisdom and strength. You may not always want the responsibility of leadership, but it finds you because others see in you the qualities of a true leader. This is not about ego or authority. It is about the quiet power you hold that inspires others to follow. You lead not through force, but through example, showing others what it means to live a life of purpose and spiritual alignment. Your presence alone changes the energy of any space you enter. This spiritual magnetism is a key trait of the most powerful chosen ones. You attract people, opportunities, and experiences that are aligned with your higher mission. Even when you are not actively trying to influence others, your energy has a profound impact on those around you. This magnetism is both a blessing and a responsibility. It means that you must be mindful of the energy you project and the people you allow into your space. Your energy is powerful, and it must be protected. With great power comes great responsibility, and the most powerful chosen ones face challenges that others may never experience. These trials are not meant to break you, but to refine you, to shape you into the leader you are destined to become. As one of the most powerful chosen ones, you are a target for negative energies. Whether it's psychic attacks, energy drains, or unexplained setbacks, you are constantly engaged in a battle between light and dark forces. The more you shine, the more darkness will try to dim your light. However, you are always protected. Your spiritual power is greater than any force that seeks to oppose you. This constant warfare can be exhausting, but it is a sign of your strength. You are a warrior of light, and your battles are not in vain. They are preparing you for your ultimate mission. Even among other chosen ones, you may feel like an outsider. Your experiences are different, your understanding is deeper, and your perspective is often far beyond what others can grasp. This can lead to feelings of isolation or frustration as you struggle to explain your thoughts and visions to those who are not yet on your level. This sense of being misunderstood is common among the most powerful chosen ones. It is a reflection of your unique path and your higher level of consciousness. While it can be lonely at times, it is also a reminder that you are walking a rare and sacred path. With your power comes a great responsibility to guide, protect, and uplift others. You may feel a constant pull to help those around you, even when you are going through your own struggles. This can be draining, and at times you may feel overwhelmed by the weight of your responsibilities. It is important to recognize that while you are here to help others, you must also take care of yourself. Self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity for the most powerful chosen ones. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and your own spiritual well-being is just as important as the work you do for others. Your heightened spiritual awareness also comes with an increased sensitivity to the emotions and energies of others. You can feel the pain and joy of those around you as if they were your own, and this can be overwhelming, especially during times of collective crisis. Learning to protect your energy is crucial for your well-being. You must develop practices that allow you to shield yourself from negative influences and to cleanse your energy regularly. This sensitivity is a gift, but it must be managed carefully to avoid burnout. So how do you know if you truly are one of the most powerful chosen ones? While the traits we've discussed may already resonate with you, there are specific signs that confirm your role in this sacred group. One of the most telling signs is the fluctuation in your energy levels. There are times when you feel an abundance of energy, as if you could take on the world, and other times when you feel utterly drained. This is because your body and spirit are adjusting to higher frequencies. You are constantly receiving spiritual downloads which can be exhausting but are necessary for your growth. Your dreams are not ordinary. They are messages from the universe. You may experience vivid, lucid dreams that feel incredibly real and often hold profound meaning. These dreams are guiding you on your path, offering insights into your purpose and the next steps you need to take. You may also receive visions during meditation or even in your waking state. These flashes of insight are a direct connection to the divine, helping you navigate your spiritual journey with clarity and purpose. The universe communicates with you through synchronicities, those coincidences that seem too meaningful to ignore. Whether it's seeing repeating numbers, encountering the same symbols, or having seemingly random events align perfectly, these synchronicities are confirmations that you are on the right path. You have always felt a deep, unshakable calling that your life is meant for something greater. This inner knowing has been with you for as long as you can remember. While it may not have always been clear what this calling was, you've always felt its presence guiding you forward. This calling only grows stronger as you awaken to your true power. It pushes you to seek more, to grow, and to step fully into your role as one of the most powerful chosen ones. Your journey has been anything but easy, but it has been transformative. You've experienced more emotional and spiritual growth in a short amount of time than most people do in their entire lives. This rapid growth is a sign that you are being prepared for something much greater. The universe is accelerating your evolution because you are needed for a higher purpose. As one of the most powerful chosen ones, your role goes beyond your own spiritual journey. You are here to guide, protect, and empower other chosen ones. This may feel like a heavy responsibility, but it is also a great honor. You are a spiritual leader, not just for those who are lost, but for those who are also on their path to awakening. Your energy naturally elevates those around you. When you enter a room, the vibration shifts, and people feel your presence. You don't have to say a word. Your mere presence brings a sense of calm, inspiration, and clarity to others. This is not something you consciously try to do. It is simply who you are. But remember, being one of the most powerful chosen ones is not about being above others. It is about walking with them, lifting them up, and helping them realize their own power. You are not here to dominate, but to collaborate, to be a part of the collective awakening that is happening across the world. Your role requires humility, wisdom, and compassion. You've been chosen because you embody these qualities, even if you don't always feel it. The most powerful chosen ones aren't the loudest or the most visible. They are the ones who quietly make the most profound impact. Now that you understand your role as one of the most powerful chosen ones, the next step is to fully embrace that power. This is not always easy, but there are specific steps you can take to align yourself with your higher purpose and strengthen your spiritual abilities. To stay connected to your higher self and to the divine, it's crucial to have daily spiritual practices. This could be meditation, prayer, journaling, or spending time in nature. Whatever helps you tune into your inner wisdom and the universe around you should become a regular part of your routine. These practices will ground you, protect your energy, and keep you aligned with your higher purpose. As a powerful chosen one, you are highly sensitive to energy. It's important to protect yourself from negative influences, whether they come from people, environments, or even your own thoughts. Practice grounding techniques, use protective visualizations, and cleanse your energy regularly to maintain your spiritual well-being. While you are among the most powerful, it's essential to remain humble. Your power doesn't make you better than anyone else. It simply means you have a unique role to play. Approach your journey with humility and gratitude, knowing that you are here to serve a higher purpose. Don't shy away from your power. You've been given this role because you are ready for it, even if it feels daunting at times. Trust in your abilities and in the guidance you receive from the universe. Step fully into your power, knowing that you are here to make a profound impact on the world. By following these steps, you will not only strengthen your connection to your purpose, but also empower others to do the same. Remember, your journey isn't just about you. It's about the collective spiritual awakening that you are helping to bring about. Looking ahead, the role of the most powerful chosen ones will become even more critical. As the world undergoes significant spiritual shifts, the need for strong spiritual leaders will grow. You are here to play a pivotal role in guiding humanity through these changes. Your presence will serve as a light for those still awakening to their true selves. You will help elevate the collective consciousness, bringing people closer to the truth of their spiritual nature. This is not just about individual growth, it's about global transformation. As more people awaken, the world will shift toward a higher frequency. You are part of that shift, and your role is to help facilitate this change. By being a pillar of strength, wisdom, and love, you will guide others not only through your words, but through your actions and energy. In the future, the most powerful chosen ones will be the spiritual leaders that the world desperately needs. You will guide others not through force, but through example. Your power will ripple out, affecting everyone you come into contact with and creating a positive impact on a global scale. This is why it's so important for you to fully embrace your role now. The world needs your light, your leadership, and your wisdom. You are here for a reason, and that reason is to help bring about the spiritual transformation that the world so desperately needs. If you've made it this far, it's because you are ready. Ready to embrace the truth of who you are. Ready to accept your role as one of the most powerful chosen ones. The world needs your light, and now is the time to let it shine. Your journey hasn't been easy, but every challenge has shaped you into the spiritual leader you are destined to be. You carry within you a power that is rare, even among other chosen ones. This power isn't just for you, it's for the world. You are here to guide, protect, and elevate others, helping them step into their own spiritual truths. As you continue on your path, remember to stay grounded in your spiritual practices, protect your energy, and lead with humility. Trust in the guidance you receive from the universe and know that every challenge you face is preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. You are not alone in this journey. Other powerful chosen ones are walking the path with you, and together, you will create a ripple effect that transforms the world. So step fully into your power. Embrace your role as one of the most powerful chosen ones, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. The world is waiting for you to lead. Are you ready?
Chosen ones, what you are about to hear is not just a word. It is a divine message from the Almighty God. It is a message of urgency, power, and truth, for God does not lie. The scriptures tell us that he is not a man that he should lie, nor the Son of Man that he should repent. If he has spoken it, will he not do it? If he has promised, will he not make it good? Hear me well. for what you are about to hear today will surely come to pass. This is not an ordinary word, and this is not an ordinary time. There is no turning back after this moment. There is no maybe, no later. The weight of this generation, the future of your people, and the destiny of this nation rest upon your shoulders. Prepare yourself, for you have been called to a divine appointment with destiny. The heavens are open, and the Spirit of God is ready to pour out a fresh anointing, new grace, and unprecedented power upon your life. I stand before you, not as an ordinary speaker, but as a carrier of divine revelation, a fire starter sent to ignite the flame that God has placed deep within your spirit. This is your moment, chosen ones, and it demands your full attention. There are moments in life that demand decision and action, moments that cannot be ignored or postponed. This is one of those moments. Chosen ones, you have been called to step into the fullness of God's purpose for your life. This is not the time for hesitation or doubt. You have been chosen, set apart, and anointed for such a time as this. You are not here by accident. You are here because God has placed a divine calling on your life, and the time has come for you to rise into that calling. The month ahead is not just another set of days on a calendar. It is not just a passage of time. No. This new month marks the beginning of a new season of breakthrough, opportunity, and favor. The Spirit of God is doing a new thing, and it is already springing forth. Do you not perceive it? Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? The Bible declares in Isaiah 43:19, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" This new month is not just a continuation of what has been, but a completely new chapter, a new beginning. You must understand that the grace God is extending to you in this new season is not simply meant to help you survive the challenges. You are called to thrive. This is a season of flourishing, of divine empowerment that goes far beyond mere endurance. Lamentations 3:22-23 reminds us, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Each day brings fresh mercy, new opportunities, and a renewed outpouring of God's favor over your life." This season is filled with unimaginable breakthroughs, divine possibilities, and favor beyond what you've experienced before. But here's the key. You must perceive it. It's not enough to hear about God's grace. You must recognize it and actively align yourself with what God is doing. His grace in this season is not passive or quiet. It is fiery and transformative. It burns away fear, doubt, and every chain of mediocrity that has kept you from stepping into your full potential. Now is the time to rise, chosen ones. Embrace this fiery grace and let it propel you into your divine destiny. Chosen ones, are you ready to step into the fire and emerge as pure gold? The question is not whether you will face the fire. The question is whether you are prepared to be refined by it. For the fire of God is not meant to destroy you, but to purify and prepare you for the greater things he has in store. God is calling you to a higher level of authority, power, and purpose. But to walk in that, you must be willing to let go of the things that have held you back. Hebrews 12:29 declares that our God is a consuming fire. His fire is not meant to harm you, but to refine you, to burn away the impurities, the doubts, the fears, and the limitations that have kept you from walking in your full destiny. This is a month where you will be tested, but you will also be transformed. You are being purified for a higher purpose, and when you come out of the fire, you will not be the same. You will be stronger, purer, and more prepared to walk in the authority that God has given you. This is your moment to rise, chosen ones. The burdens and struggles of your past season are being lifted off your shoulders. God is releasing you from the weight that has held you down, and in its place, he is giving you new strength, strength that will carry you through the challenges ahead. But listen closely. This is not a strength for the faint-hearted. It is not for those who seek comfort in the familiar or who shy away from the refining fire. This strength is for the bold, for those who are ready to step into the transformative fire of God and be changed by it. You are being called to more than just survival. You are being called to transformation. God is preparing you to walk fully in your divine purpose and calling, to embrace the destiny He has planned for you. The fire is not here to destroy you. It is here to refine you, to burn away anything that no longer serves God's plan for your life. If you are ready to embrace the fire, God is ready to take you into new realms of power, purpose, and fulfillment. Now is your time. Step into the fullness of your calling. The grace that God is pouring out in this new season is not a grace to simply sustain you through difficult times. It is a grace to propel you forward into realms of favor and opportunity that you have never accessed before. Think of this grace like an open door. God has already swung it wide open for you, but you must walk through it. This is not the month to tiptoe through the door. This is the month to run through it. Ephesians 3:20 declares, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us." God's grace is a force, a divine empowerment that will carry you into places where others fear to tread. You are not stepping into this month timidly or cautiously. No, you are stepping into it with boldness, with fire in your heart, and with the assurance that God's favor is already resting on your shoulders. But here's the secret. You must recognize this grace that God is pouring out over your life. It's not enough to passively wait for change or hope for transformation. You must be aware of the new thing God is doing and intentionally align yourself with His plan. This grace isn't something that happens by chance. It is a divine invitation that requires your active participation. God has already opened the door, but you have to choose to step through it. This is the month where every obstacle, every burden, and every weight from the past season will be burned away by God's refining grace. The things that once held you back will no longer have power over you, but it's your responsibility to let go and move forward. Now is the time to leave behind the limitations, the doubts, and the fears that have hindered you. God has prepared a future filled with favor, opportunities, and breakthroughs, but you must step boldly into it. Don't carry the old season into the new one. Rise up, embrace the grace, and walk confidently into the divine destiny that God has set before you. Chosen ones, this is not just a month of breakthrough. It is a month of authority. God is calling you to walk in a new level of spiritual authority. For too long, many of you have been living beneath your God-given authority. You have allowed the enemy to convince you that you are powerless, that you are limited, that you are bound by your circumstances, but no more. This is the month where you will rise up and take your rightful place as a child of God, as a warrior in His kingdom. In Luke 10:19, Jesus said, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." This is not just a metaphor. This is your reality. You have been given divine authority to overcome every obstacle, every attack, and every scheme of the enemy. But authority is only as powerful as the one who wields it. You must stand up and declare, "I am chosen, and I will walk in the authority that God has given me." The enemy has been working tirelessly to keep you down because he understands the immense power and authority you carry. He knows that when you fully step into the authority God has given you, you become unstoppable. The attacks, the doubts, and the distractions you've faced are all attempts to hinder you from realizing your true potential. But hear me clearly. This is your month to rise up. This is your moment to take your rightful place in the kingdom, to walk in the fullness of the authority that God has already bestowed upon you. Do not shrink back in fear. Do not allow doubt to creep into your heart. God has been preparing you for this season. Every trial, every test, and every challenge has been part of the refining process. Now, you are ready. You are equipped with everything you need to walk in victory, to claim the promises, and to fulfill the divine purpose He has set before you. This is your time to embrace your identity as a warrior of God, to walk confidently in the authority you've been given. The enemy fears this moment because he knows the power that comes when you step into who you truly are. Rise up and walk in the authority of God. Your time is now. Many of you have been walking through seasons of trial, and you have been asking God, "Why am I going through this? Why am I facing these battles?" But let me tell you something. The trial was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to train you. The fire you have been walking through was not intended to consume you, but to refine you. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." The trials you have faced were part of God's master plan. They were the training ground for the authority you are about to walk in. Authority is not something that is given lightly. It is earned through the process of refinement, through the crucible of trial. But now, chosen ones, you are standing on the other side of that fire. And God is saying, it is time. It is time for you to walk in the authority that I have been preparing you for. You have been refined. You have been tested. And now you are ready to walk in the fullness of your calling. This month is not just about breakthrough. It is about walking in a new level of authority. You will declare things, and they will come to pass. You will speak to mountains, and they will move. You will walk into situations, and the atmosphere will shift because of the authority that you carry. Chosen ones, this new month is not just about natural opportunities. It is about supernatural opportunities. God is not confined by time or space. He can move mountains, open doors, and create opportunities where there seem to be none. But here's the key. You must expect it. You must believe that God is working behind the scenes to bring about a breakthrough that will blow your mind. Some of you have been praying for a breakthrough for so long that you've begun to settle for less. You've started to think, maybe this is all there is. Maybe God's plan for me is smaller than I thought. But let me tell you something. The devil is a liar. God's plan for you is greater than anything you could ever imagine, and this is the month where you will see it come to pass. Ephesians 3:20 says that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. This is not just a promise. It is a declaration of what is possible when you walk in faith. But here's the key. You must not settle for less than what God has promised you. The enemy wants you to be content with small victories, to settle for mediocrity. But God has called you to greatness. This is the month where you will step into the impossible, where you will see miracles, signs, and wonders in your life. But you must believe it. You must expect the impossible. You must expect the miraculous. As we step into this new month, some of you may be feeling weary from the battles of the last season. You may feel like you are crawling, just trying to survive. But God is about to renew your strength like never before. Isaiah 40:31 declares, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." This is not just a promise, it is your inheritance. God is about to breathe new life into your spirit. He is about to give you supernatural strength for the journey ahead. The journey ahead may not be easy. There will be challenges, trials, and moments where you feel like giving up. But God is saying to you today, I will be your strength. You don't have to rely on your own abilities, your own power, or your own resources. God Himself will carry you through this season. But here's the key. You must renew your faith. You must come to God every day and ask Him for fresh strength, fresh faith, and fresh power to walk in victory. This is not the time to grow weary. This is the time to soar. You are not called to crawl through life. You are called to fly. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives inside of you, and He is empowering you to walk through this new month with strength, power, and renewed faith. Chosen ones, God has called you to greatness. and this is the month where you will step into it. But you must not settle for less than what God has promised you. The enemy wants you to settle for mediocrity, to be content with small victories, but God has greater things in store for you. This is the month where you will witness God do the impossible in your life, but it requires more than just hoping. It demands that you believe it with all your heart. You must not only anticipate the impossible, but actively expect it to unfold. This is a season where your faith must align with the greatness to which God has called you. He is not offering small, ordinary opportunities. The doors He is opening for you in this new month are not merely natural. They are supernatural. These are opportunities that defy human logic and exceed any limits you may have placed on yourself. God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, people, and circumstances in ways that you cannot yet see. He is preparing a breakthrough that will go beyond your wildest dreams, but your faith must be in alignment with His plan. This is not the time to doubt or second guess. Trust that God is moving in ways you couldn't imagine, and let your faith rise to meet the size of His promises. The breakthroughs, the miracles, and the favor are already in motion, ready for you to step into with unwavering belief and confidence, knowing that God's best is just ahead. As we conclude, let me remind you once more, this new month is not just another chapter in the story of your life. It is a divine appointment with destiny. The heavens are open, and God is pouring out new grace, new opportunities, new authority, and new strength. This is your time to rise up, to walk in the fullness of God's calling, and to experience the breakthrough that He has prepared for you. You are chosen, you are called, and this is your season to step into everything that God has for you. Walk into this new month with fire in your heart, faith in your spirit, and the authority of the Holy Spirit resting upon your shoulders. The world is waiting for you to take your place. Now go forth and conquer, for the Lord is with you. Let us pray together in faith, sealing this divine message over our lives. Heavenly Father, we come before you right now, standing in agreement for every chosen one who hears this message. We declare your mighty presence to fall upon them right now, wherever they are. Lord, you are the consuming fire, and we ask that you burn away every chain, every burden, and every hindrance that has been holding your people back. Let your fire descend like a hammer that breaks every rock of doubt, fear, and delay into pieces. Father, we speak to the dry bones in their lives, and we command them to come alive in the name of Jesus. We declare that this new month is their season of divine grace, divine favor, and supernatural breakthrough. Just as you promised in your word, your mercies are new every morning, and we declare fresh mercy, fresh grace, and fresh power to pour out over every person listening to this prayer. Lord, let them walk in new levels of faith, authority, and power in this new month. No weapon formed against them shall prosper, and every door that has been closed to them will now swing open by the authority of Jesus Christ. We decree and declare that your divine plan for their lives is now unfolding in ways they never imagined. Father, we bind every scheme, every plot, and every attack of the enemy that has tried to delay or destroy the destiny of your chosen ones. We release your anointing that breaks every yoke. We speak new strength into their hearts, Lord. Renew their strength right now. Let them soar on wings like eagles. Let them run and not grow weary. Let them walk and not faint. Fill them with the supernatural strength of your Spirit. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we seal this prayer, and we declare that it is done. Amen, amen, and amen. Chosen ones, as you prepare to step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you, I want to thank you for joining me on this divine journey. Your presence here is no accident. God is working in your life, and I'm grateful to be a part of this sacred moment with you. As you embrace this season of divine opportunity, I encourage you to move forward with boldness and faith, expecting God's miraculous breakthroughs. If this message has resonated with your spirit and you want to continue receiving words of encouragement and divine wisdom, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. By doing so, You'll stay connected with more messages that will inspire, uplift, and guide you on your spiritual path. Together, we can continue walking in God's purpose and plan for our lives. Thank you for being here, and may God's favor and blessings follow you always. October 2024 is not just another month. It is a time when the universe unfolds its mysteries in ways that are destined to shape our spiritual landscapes. Rare astronomical events, each laced with profound spiritual significance, are lined up to create ripples of transformation, pushing us collectively and individually into higher realms of consciousness. From a secondary moon orbiting Earth to the potential explosion of a distant star, this October is the universe's way of saying, "Wake up, it's time to evolve." The energy coming our way will be potent, unpredictable, and filled with opportunities for deep inner work. These celestial phenomena are not random. They are synchronized with the personal and collective shifts we have been feeling in our lives. October's cosmic symphony is inviting us to explore the depths of our soul, face hidden truths, and step into a new era of spiritual evolution. As we traverse through these celestial moments, each one has the power to awaken us, challenge us, and ultimately transform us. Are you ready to embrace what the universe has in store? Beginning in late September and continuing through October, a massive asteroid will orbit Earth, acting as a second moon in our night sky. This unique event carries potent spiritual symbolism, offering us the energy of duality, an essential aspect of our existence that we often overlook. Traditionally, the moon is tied to new beginnings, fresh starts, and the cycles of life. However, this second moon brings a chaotic, unstable energy, prompting us to reconsider our understanding of balance and harmony. In spiritual terms, duality represents the interplay between light and shadow, between the conscious self and the hidden aspects of our psyche. It forces us to confront parts of ourselves that we may have kept buried for too long. The fears, the desires, the unresolved conflicts. The convergence of two moons is a cosmic reminder that balance is not found in the absence of conflict, but through our ability to integrate opposing forces within ourselves. This dual lunar event will shake up the energies we usually associate with the moon: calmness, serenity, and introspection. Instead, we are likely to feel heightened emotions, inner tension, and unpredictable shifts in our mood and surroundings. The asteroid's presence magnifies the moon's energy, creating a sense of urgency around our personal growth. You may find that old habits or unresolved emotional patterns rise to the surface, challenging your sense of stability. But here lies the opportunity. Embracing this chaotic energy allows us to integrate the polarities within us. We are being called to find balance in the midst of uncertainty, to dance with both the known and the unknown aspects of ourselves. The second moon serves as a mirror to our inner world, urging us to confront hidden fears and desires so that we can move forward with clarity and purpose. October also holds the potential for a celestial event so rare and powerful that it could redefine our understanding of spiritual rebirth. The star T Coronae Borealis, situated in the northern sky, may experience a nova explosion, a violent, brilliant burst of energy marking the end of one phase of the star's life and the beginning of another. A nova is more than just a spectacular light show. It is a cosmic metaphor for transformation through destruction. When a star like TCB explodes, it releases immense energy, signaling the death of one form and the birth of another. This is precisely the process we undergo on our spiritual journeys. At times, we must face the end of certain aspects of ourselves, old beliefs, outdated identities, limiting patterns, in order to allow something more powerful and aligned to emerge. The spiritual significance of a nova. In our own lives, this potential nova explosion acts as a reminder that spiritual awakening often requires us to face moments of intense destruction. It is easy to resist these periods of upheaval, but they are necessary for our growth. Just as the star must explode to release its trapped energy, we too must release what no longer serves us. Are there aspects of your life that feel like they are falling apart? Perhaps relationships, careers, or personal beliefs are reaching a breaking point. Life, like the cosmos, moves in cycles of creation and destruction. Just as the star T Coronae Borealis may explode into a brilliant nova, releasing bound energy and entering a new phase of existence, so too do we undergo phases of inner rebirth. The metaphor of TCB's potential explosion speaks directly to our own lives. Those moments of intense upheaval signal that we are on the cusp of something new. These breakdowns are not endings. They are the cracking open of possibilities, the shedding of old skin so that a more vibrant, aligned version of ourselves can emerge. Embrace these shifts as cosmic signals from the universe, guiding you toward your highest potential. In destruction, there is always the promise of rebirth. Mercury retrograde, often blamed for communication breakdowns, technological glitches, and confusion, returns one final time in 2024. However, this particular retrograde is not about chaos, but about recalibration and clarity. In spiritual terms, Mercury retrogrades are pauses in the cosmic flow, asking us to slow down, reflect, and re-examine areas of our life that need attention. Rather than fearing the disruptions, this retrograde offers a potent opportunity for mental renewal. As Mercury retraces its steps through the zodiac, we are invited to revisit unresolved issues in communication, relationships, and decision-making. It is a time to clear out mental clutter, to recalibrate our internal compass, and to gain clarity on what truly matters. Mercury's retrograde energy is less about external chaos and more about internal revelation. Use this time to engage in introspective practices, journaling, meditation, or deep conversations with trusted individuals. These moments of reflection will help you see past confusion and reveal hidden truths that have been buried beneath the noise of daily life. As the retrograde draws to a close, you will find yourself with a sharper perspective and a clearer mind. It is as though the universe is giving you a final opportunity to review the lessons of the past year, to integrate them, and to move forward with renewed wisdom. Mercury retrograde in this sense is not a disruption, but a gift. A chance to realign with your true self before stepping into the next phase of your spiritual journey. In October, we will also experience a powerful solar eclipse, a phenomenon that holds deep spiritual meaning. During a solar eclipse, the moon temporarily blocks the sun, casting a shadow over the earth. While this event is visually breathtaking, its spiritual significance lies in its ability to reveal hidden truths. In astrology, the sun represents the conscious self, our identity, our purpose, and our visible personality. The moon, conversely, represents the subconscious, the parts of ourselves we often keep hidden, including our deepest fears, desires, and unresolved emotions. When the moon obscures the sun during a solar eclipse, it symbolizes the unveiling of these shadow aspects of ourselves. This solar eclipse will act as a spiritual gateway, inviting you to confront the parts of yourself that have remained in the shadows. Perhaps old fears, buried emotions, or forgotten dreams will rise to the surface, offering you a chance to finally acknowledge and heal them. It is not uncommon for eclipses to trigger moments of profound personal insight. You may find yourself facing truths that are uncomfortable or even painful. But remember, this confrontation is necessary for your growth. The eclipse is a cosmic reset button, a moment where you can release what no longer serves you and step into a higher version of yourself. Use this time to reflect on the shadow aspects of your life. What have you been avoiding? What emotions have you suppressed? The energy of the solar eclipse will help you bring these hidden elements to light, offering you the opportunity to heal, transform, and align with your true purpose. Perhaps the most significant celestial event of October is the rare and powerful alignment of Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn in a square formation. This cosmic geometry is not merely a beautiful sight, it is a charged moment of spiritual tension and potential breakthrough. Each of these planets carries its own distinct energy, and when they align in this configuration, it creates a dynamic interplay between expansion, disruption, spirituality, and discipline. Jupiter, often called the planet of expansion, wisdom, and abundance, exerts a powerful influence on our spiritual journey. Its energy is one of boundless growth, urging us to stretch beyond the limitations we often place on ourselves. When Jupiter is active, we are encouraged to seek new knowledge, pursue wisdom, and expand our horizons in all aspects of life, whether that means deepening our understanding of the universe or exploring uncharted personal paths. This planet's influence invites us to embrace opportunities for growth, to trust in the abundance of the universe, and to push ourselves beyond what we once thought possible. Under Jupiter's guidance, the pursuit of wisdom becomes not just a journey of the mind, but a quest for the soul's evolution. In contrast, Uranus represents innovation and sudden, often unexpected change. Where Jupiter gently nudges us toward growth, Uranus shatters the status quo, urging us to break free from old patterns that no longer serve us. Known as the planet of revolution, Uranus brings moments of intense disruption. But with that disruption comes the potential for profound breakthroughs. Its energy is electric, sparking innovation and radical shifts in perspective. When Uranus is active in our spiritual lives, we may find ourselves questioning long-held beliefs, taking bold leaps of faith, or embracing revolutionary ideas that were once beyond our comprehension. Uranus reminds us that transformation often requires us to leave our comfort zones and step into the unknown. Neptune, the planet of spirituality, intuition, and dreams, draws us deeper into the unseen realms of existence. Its energy connects us to higher levels of consciousness, inviting us to explore the mysteries of our inner world and the divine. Neptune governs the subtle, the ethereal, and the mystical, urging us to tune into our intuition and listen to the whispers of our soul. It is through Neptune's influence that we are guided toward deeper spiritual insights, often accessed through meditation, dreams, and moments of profound inner reflection. When Neptune is active, it softens the boundaries between the material and spiritual worlds, allowing us to glimpse the deeper truths that underlie our everyday experiences. Finally, Saturn stands as the planet of discipline, structure, and boundaries. While Neptune dissolves boundaries, Saturn builds them, reminding us that growth and transformation require a solid foundation. Known for its lessons of discipline and responsibility, Saturn challenges us to confront the obstacles in our path and to build strong, enduring structures in our lives. Saturn's energy can feel heavy at times, as it asks us to face hard truths and accept the limitations of reality. However, these challenges are essential for spiritual growth. Through Saturn's influence, we learn patience, resilience, and the value of consistent effort. Saturn teaches us that while spiritual breakthroughs may come suddenly with Uranus or Neptune, they must be grounded in discipline and perseverance to truly take root and flourish. When these planets form a square, it is as though they are locked in a cosmic dance of tension and challenge. You may feel this energy in your personal life as a push and pull between the desire for expansion and the need for structure, between the longing for spiritual insight and the reality of life's limitations. This alignment is not designed to make you comfortable. It is a call to action, urging you to face the obstacles that stand in your way and to harness the tension as a catalyst for spiritual breakthrough. You may feel overwhelmed at times, as if the universe is pushing you to confront old patterns, habits, or beliefs, but within this discomfort lies the potential for profound transformation. Take this time to ask yourself, where am I feeling resistance in my life? How can I use this cosmic energy to break free from limiting beliefs or old ways of thinking? The planetary alignment offers you the chance to step into a new reality, one that is more aligned with your true purpose and higher self. As October unfolds, it is clear that the universe is orchestrating a series of powerful events designed to awaken and transform us. From the dual moons to the explosive rebirth of a distant star, from Mercury's recalibration to the revelation of hidden truths during the solar eclipse, each event carries profound spiritual significance. This is not just a time for passive observation, it is a time for active participation. The universe is inviting you to tune in, to reflect on your personal and spiritual journey, and to embrace the transformation that is waiting to unfold. These celestial events are interconnected, part of a larger cosmic message that is urging us to evolve. As you move through October, grounding practices will be essential. The energy of this month may feel overwhelming at times, but by centering yourself through meditation, deep breathing, or spending time in nature, you can navigate these shifts with greater ease and clarity. Journaling will also serve as a powerful tool for processing the insights and emotions that arise during this time. As you write, reflect on the themes of duality, destruction and rebirth, clarity, revelation, and breakthrough. What is the universe asking you to release? What new version of yourself is ready to emerge? By the end of October, you will find yourself standing at the threshold of a new chapter in your spiritual evolution. The universe is always in motion, and so are we. As we align with the cosmic rhythms of this powerful month, we can unlock deeper levels of consciousness, heal old wounds, and step into a brighter, more authentic future. As you prepare for this transformative month, I encourage you to take time each day to ground yourself, meditate on the energies at play, and reflect on your spiritual journey. If you've enjoyed this content and want to dive deeper into the cosmic and spiritual insights of the universe, please consider subscribing to this channel. Your support means the world to me, and together we can continue exploring the mysteries of the cosmos and our place within it. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How are you preparing for October's cosmic events? What transformations are you ready to embrace? Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more spiritual insights and guidance.